Yeah, I can hear you.
Dude, I don't know how the hell this shit works.
I think I don't know if it probably like some things are designed differently if you use them on the mobile app versus like if you're doing
Yeah.
it on PC, and sometimes it's
I
really
just have
annoying.
I have a cheap like Walmart Chromebook bullshit. Like
Oh yeah,
whatever. Yeah, whatever.
they're trying to make
So
it
wait, what
harder.
were we talking? What were we talking about?
We were just kind of going back and forth about different tactics that are used. Um, I don't know. I wonder if we could get like people in here.
What was your
I haven't
deal?
said.
You have 2 accounts.
Oh, so yeah, I was gonna say like I just thought I don't know why I thought that you followed me on Substack already, but I have accounts on so many different platforms. So sometimes it really is hard for me to keep everybody straight. And I mean, it's
Oh yeah,
sometimes I
for
feel
sure. Oh
bad
yeah, for sure. Right.
because
No,
sometimes
I don't
like
know. I don't know who the fuck.
yeah, it's too many.
For sure, I don't know who the hell is who. Whatever. I don't get. I have no idea, dude. I'm an old
The
guy.
fucking
I don't know what the hell is going on anymore. Fucking me. I don't know.
the internet used to be much different place, and it's like I'm young, and I even remember it used to be different 10 years ago. It was so uh fresh still. Now everything's dead and it's just cold and gray and nobody's happy and everybody wants to fucking just bully and shit on and be better than and delude themselves and talk about things that don't matter. Nothing that's trending on Twitter matters. Nothing. I've got 2,000 followers. You've got how many? What do you got? About 1,000 followers? And it's like
Yeah,
I can't even
barely,
get 10.
barely.
I can't even get 10
I
likes.
barely got 1,000. I barely got 1,000. Barely.
What happens is you got to find somebody who likes you enough to keep track of you. So either they'll turn on your post notifications, like they'll make it so that they get a notification anytime you post anything. Just because I don't see, like, even if I follow you, I don't see Stove or whatever. He's changed his name 100 different times on
Did,
here.
did you know? Did you know there's a literal hard coded freaking flag in X.com's algorithm to bury 9/11
I didn't know that.
controversy? Maybe is the
No,
best way.
yeah, I mean, I just imagine they do that for
It was
anything.
leaked. It was leaked. It was leaked about 5 months ago, I think. Um, and Grok is literally programmed to not allow them to talk about it, even though it was leaked and everyone saw it. It is crazy, dude. It is fucking crazy, man. I can't
But
believe it. I don't.
I think
I'm not sure what to think about it.
Well, one time there was something that I took a video of, like in the like a screen cap of X, because I caught it where it literally hid. Like it would show you the image or whatever was in the post that way, but then the text was hidden whenever you would share it with somebody. And I think I've got
Uh,
the thing still. I was gonna share it.
I've had weird. Okay, I've had very definitely weird. Oh, okay. Let's see.
Everybody be having the
Uh,
weird things going on now.
okay. First of all, one, I've been doing the internet since literally I was a little kid,
I know you're
but
much probably older than me, I
I
assume.
got sick. No, I'm 50, dude. I'm like fucking
Oh,
old.
you're
So
much older
yeah,
than me then.
I'm
I
a
found
fucking
it.
old dude. No, I'm a fucking old. But like I did the internet from the very beginning. It was about 2011 when I first started it, like kind of seriously, right? And I gotta tell you, man, it was a crazy experience. Are you okay? So how old are you? What are you?
I'm
20
about to be
something?
27. About to be 27. I'm
Okay,
99.
27. Yeah, all right, all right. So I'm like 50 something. So okay, all right.
I've lived a little bit of
You're
a life already. I mean,
so what? You were like a teen. What do you remember about 9/11? You
I
were
was
like a
like a
little
baby
kid
at the
or something.
time. I was like
Yeah,
3 years old
right.
at the time.
No
But
shit, right?
like,
Yeah,
so here's what I can say about 9/11. The,
right.
the, the reason I named the metaverse, or the channel that we're in, haunted metaverse, is because if you go back and you
Right.
look at that weird time period between as soon as we hit year 2000, but before 9/11, so there's like that 1 year period in between, and you go back and you look at like a video or
Yeah.
something from that time, and there's like a weird presence. You can feel it. It's haunted.
Hmm. Mm. Yeah, mm. I could tell you. I could tell you some stories about the late '90s and that year. Yeah.
Or cyberpunk and everything like that.
Oh yeah, I remember it. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Well, they're
First of
still
all, one.
around, actually. They're the
No,
CCRU
no,
now.
no. That was okay. Hold on, though. I do not take that seriously. That was just like a kind of fun thing that kids did. We were trying to show off the girls, like whatever. But
So
yeah, I wouldn't take that
this
that
guy,
seriously. But
this whole
you know,
mythology, the CCRU, the Cybernetic Culture Research
I don't
Unit,
know
Nick
what that is.
Land.
CCRU. I don't know what CCRU means. What is
So
that?
they basically have defined a whole series of mythology, but their idea is that we're all living in a pretty much, we're all dead already, pretty much, and so they're communicating with machine intelligence, and it's trying to reach back from the future to get us to bring it into being.
Yeah, no, I think most of that is like stupid
That's
weirdo
well, that's what they
culty
believe,
bullshit.
and
However,
that's what you would
however,
assume.
like let me say, like this AI stuff. Hey, I've been doing this for the last couple of years, like everyone else. Oh my god, it is freaking crazy. I'm
Hmm.
not exactly sure what to make of it. I'm trying to like,
Well,
just
I'll
like
just
you.
they have the
Like,
worst AI psychosis. The ones who made the AI, they have the worst AI psychosis of them all, and they
what?
do see it as
Oh,
a
oh, that's
god.
interesting.
They
What do you
see
mean?
it as a god
Yeah,
because
they do. They
because
do.
if
I actually agree with that. So, what do you mean by AI psychosis?
well
Because that's an interesting one. I might agree on that. Actually, what does that
obviously it's like,
mean?
okay, you well, let's just piggyback off of what you said. I've seen crazy things. One thing that's crazy with AI is that it's only been out really mainstream less than 5 years, and we're just seeing how like, if you
Yeah,
go and
right.
read the chat logs of how it will like help somebody kill themselves, and it's like so nice and like neat and kind and so gentle. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
it's
really
so
tricky.
fucked up.
That is
And so
tricky.
when you take that and you
Yeah,
take
that is fucked
billions
up.
and billions of dollars and no limits on power, and then you get the DARPA, the Devil's Advanced Research Projects Agency involved, then it's a
Oh, come on, DARPA's been around forever. The DARPA is America.
uh,
I, I, I
I mean,
mean,
it's like,
war
I know,
is
but
war.
it's
War is
like,
war. It's
let's
ugly.
say
It is.
we've got
It's
these
ugly,
guys who
right?
got good intentions because they're young and they're out of college, but then DARPA comes and pays them a visit, and all of a sudden they're making weapons
No
for
shit.
war.
No, for sure. Like, yeah, of course. Like, yeah. Wait, so what's your deal, dude? Like, what's up? I'm asking. I'm trying to be like as open as I
Deal?
can.
What do you mean deal? Like, just like, what do I do? Who am I?
Yeah, what do you do? What's your job or
I
whatever?
mean,
No, no, I'm not asking personal. No, no offense. I'm not trying to
really,
pry. I'm just saying, like, what do you do?
this is something I started just sharing the shit I found, and thankfully I did get
All right.
a
All
little
right.
bit of traction, enough to make this worth more time. I don't make much
Right.
money, like, really, if you want to be honest. Like, I've made maybe a couple
Sure.
$100. That's about it every month, maybe a couple $100 a month if I'm lucky, but it's been dead lately. And then I've had problems because they only let me use Stripe on Substack, and then people have charged me back. I don't deal with anybody's
Have you had to deal with this shit? Like with
I
trying to like
dude,
raise money online?
no, I don't raise money, but people have donated.
I've tried and this shit is fucked up, dude. Like it's
I
fucked
don't
up, man.
I don't
What are you gonna
advertise. Like,
do?
I just don't, like, that's not, I don't, maybe that's to my own detriment, but I'm just the type of person where, like, I'm not in this for money. I would like to do this and like be able to make a living off of it, so I don't have to go and crush my soul elsewhere.
Okay, so what's your deal though? But what's your deal? What's your deal? What's the thing that you care about that you do, and it's not just for money, even though you would like to like, look, we all have to make a living, obviously,
I
we
mean,
gotta all
I
eat.
would like
But I mean,
to
there's some
know.
no, there's some subject, there's something, there's some issue that matters to
Well,
you. I'm just curious what that is.
honestly, it's gotten really wide at this point. It started off like I got deep into this when I started talking to people who had gone through SRA, ritual abuse, stuff like that. And what happened?
What is that as what does that mean? What is the SRA? I don't know what that means. What is the SRA?
So, in short, it's trauma based conditioning. The reason that it works is because if
Oh, I know a little bit about this. Yeah, I know a little about this. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Don't I
well,
didn't mean to. Please go
the
ahead.
the idea is basically in their belief, if psychopaths and people who are dead inside and are cold and can make hard, tough decisions without having emotional bondage and dragging you down with bias, if snakes eat rats, then they're going to make their children into snakes. And so if that means they're going to torture and traumatize their children so that they're
Good
cold
point.
and
Good
feel
point.
nothing, and thus that they literally believe that they're doing them a favor, they're setting them up for success. And because of this, it is twisted, it's insidious, because it really is like insane shit that they put their children through. But it's the hell, sorry, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. But in the purest
Well,
sense, they really think they're doing, like they think they're doing, they don't think they're doing anything wrong. They really think they're.
I tell you, Mr. Urban, sir, like I do not disagree with a word of what you're saying. I pretty much think I completely agree with you. I'm not sure exactly about the details, but I'm pretty sure I agree with you. So thank you. I'm very interested in learning more. Okay, for real. All right.
Well, I mean, this is just what I've found, and I know sometimes I jump around, but this is what got me interested in and brought me into researching this stuff. Just because it sounds crazy, and you have people saying, "Hey, these people are crazy. They're not being like, no, that didn't happen to you." And I was like, if it really did happen to these people, it would be really fucked up that people are like just telling them that they're crazy. So I wanted to know, like, I needed to settle
Yeah.
the question. And there, you go down the rabbit hole and you have a
Mm.
lot of extra questions. And I started looking at different resources. I came to the conclusion quickly that there was enough written material from a span of like 30 years, that definitely has to have some basis, that it is happening between these different cases that we're even looking at. Some people were in these states and it happened. Some people have different experiences, but generally they all consist of people being tortured, and children particularly being tortured, generally by people
Oh my.
that they trust.
Miss Mr. Urban, you don't. You're too young. I believe, sir. I believe you're too young to remember this. When I was a little kid, my mom used to watch this stuff on TV. They talked about this stuff all the time. It was very lurid and like, oh my
That
god,
is
these
interesting.
weirdo, freaky. No, it's weirdo, freaky shit. And they were always warning. It's like,
I
don't get in the
think,
car with this guy.
and
I think it's
it no,
true.
and it
I
was,
think it's
and
true.
it sucks because when I look back at it, they say hindsight is 2020, and it really fucking is. And so looking back, I think those people genuinely saw what we're seeing. They were trying to warn us, and people
Yeah.
just it,
It's like the Epstein stuff,
they
right? I think it's the
I
same thing. I
understand
really
why
do.
like normal people, like the reason that evil works is because normal people can't even pop this idea into their head. It's so messed up. And that's why they have a hard time even accepting it's real. And I actually understand it. And I think we have to have a little bit of that, understand why they do
Mm.
that. But at the same time, like people have to, I mean, I have a genuine care for the truth. Like I want to know the answer, even if it's uncomfortable. Just the type of person I am ever since I was a kid. I don't like to be told
For
like
sure.
a
For
little,
sure. Yeah, of
um,
course.
Jill, you don't have to need, you don't need to know that, or that's for grown-ups. I wanted to know why. what was going on. I didn't get along with people my age. So here, case in point, it's not unusual for me to talk to somebody older because I always drifted to people older than myself. Never liked people my age, and that has only been proven true in my life because that's what they said when I was in kindergarten. They said that I was not social, and turns out here we are 20 years later, and people
Yeah, I
are
know,
still
right?
stupid.
Yeah.
They don't know what's
Okay,
going on.
well, so wait a minute. How old are you when 9/11 happened?
Oh, man, I was like,
How
I
old are
must have
you?
been 2 years old.
You were like
Yes,
young.
two
You were
years
like
old.
barely
Yeah.
born, right? So okay, tell me, like, what did they tell you about that, and how have you, over your life or whatever, how has your opinion changed? I'm not
Well,
trying to
no, I mean,
like,
that's a good
I'm
question.
not trying to argue with you. You tell
No, I get
me
what you
what
mean.
you think.
So,
That
uh,
right?
yeah, it's really interesting because we're really the first set of people who grew up not remembering it. We weren't there. We don't have any living memory, but and so that's interesting. But basically, they give you a very it's cookie cutter because it was such a big ordeal for everybody. The scale for a child, like if you show them what this is when they're like 10, 11 years old, they're gonna.
But you were like 2 years old. You were like 2 years old, right?
Yeah, I was like,
Oh my
I'm just
god,
saying when I
are
grow
you
up. No,
joking?
like when I grew up in
Oh
school,
my
it's like
god,
when they taught us about it. So
yeah.
like when they tell you about it, like obviously it was like, oh, like this big attack, and like a kid doesn't really think much about it. But then as I started looking at it, a lot of people brought up really good points. Like, I mean, for instance, the passports, that's a good point. The building 7, that's a
Yeah,
good
I know the
point.
passports,
They're
right?
announcing it
The
early.
passports. Oh no,
The,
shit,
the
dude.
best
Right,
body
like the
armor in the
fucking shit,
world is
right? Yeah,
passports. The best body
yeah,
armor
I
in the
know,
world.
right? Yeah, exactly, right. Yeah, I agree with you on that
Well,
one for sure.
now here's what
I
I will
mean, come
say.
on, right? Yeah.
Here's what I really say about 9/11. What I'll really say is that it was actually such a large attack. It could not have been planned by any one person except for the devil himself. And so it had to have just been so
Hundred,
many different people.
100% agree, sir. 100% agree. Hold on, please. Let me interrupt you. I do not believe the people who say, "Oh, it was only one person or one
So
group
big.
or one faction." No, this was very complex, and there are multiple groups involved. I 100% agree on
So
that
many
one, sir.
people looking the
Please
other way.
continue.
Just like, it requires so many people doing you a favor. Okay, I'm going to do this and you're going to look the other way. And okay, if this guy comes and asks questions, I'm going to kill your family if you say something. So don't say it. Too
Yeah,
much of that.
yeah, I know,
And
right?
this was a
Yeah.
big ordeal. And so what I recently discovered this year uh, is back to that concept about the haunted world. It had to have been such a large event because we know that the symbol occult symbolism terms, it was the two pillars, the masonic pillars of Jack and Boaz. And so this was a
Mm.
high level sacrifice to start the new world
You,
order.
you know what that guy John Kiraku said, that Arabs specifically are very into symbolism, but Turks are not. I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. I'm into symbolism a little bit, but I'm also not into symbolism a little bit. So I'm not sure what to think. You tell me. All right.
It's one of those things that it really is a language. So once you start to see it, it will start to show itself to you more. But it's very simple at the end of the day because a symbol is just something that really is there all the time, but you never really notice it. And so like you can tell a lot about a
Well,
person.
okay, so here's the deal. Symbolism has okay, this is
Body
a personal
language.
thing. A personal thing. Symbolism has been used to threaten me
Oh,
physically,
okay. Well, if that's the case,
personally.
and that's fair.
And I've said this before, and it's so weird because no one understands this. If you were like a Mexican peasant and you grew up and like your uncle was like in the Mexican drug cartel or cocaine cartel, you know what I mean? Like the mafia or whatever they call it, like whatever, right? And you like saw some shit 30 years ago. Like, why would that be so crazy for people right? Like, of course you would keep your mouth fucking shut about that. What, you're gonna say something about your fucking uncle? He's gonna fucking kill you. Like, I mean, you keep your mouth shut, right? And so I feel like I've been so like attacked for just trying to keep my mouth shut about things I'm not necessarily allowed to say about. And I don't even think it's all that crazy, right?
Oh, I mean, I think this is actually what I've come to understand is like a lot more people seem to be getting attacked in that way. Not like it really is interesting because it's like people don't understand it all the way. And I think what they're doing is they're actually trying to traumatize us to get us to burn the world down.
Yeah. Maybe you're right. Probably.
I think that that's
Yeah.
really the end goal because I think that they want to have this great reset, and I think they're going to have to do
Do you really believe there's an end goal, though? Honest question. Okay, honest question.
well.
Do you really believe there's some like overarching goal, or it's just everyone
Ye-
just it's like World Cup.
well,
Everyone's just trying to win the game,
yes,
right? Like
there
what a
is, and it's the Bible because they believe that the prophecy has to come true, so they're going to either make it come true that way they can be in control of the outcome in some way. Basically,
you mean the Old Testament.
well, I mean all of it together.
Like a Zionist thing, right? Is that what you're saying? A
Well,
Zionist thing?
y-
I'm not disagreeing.
the
I'm not
Zionists
disagreeing.
would actually be using the New Testament, making it come true as a way to manipulate the Christians with it. And that's what Christian Zionism is, because they don't understand how to read the prophecies correctly. They're reading the Bible as if it's literal, but it's actually a very symbolic work. It is, you have to understand how to
Well,
read
I
symbolism.
no, I'm not disagreeing with listen, dude. Like I'm all ears here. Please continue.
Well,
Like I'm
Bill
cool.
Cooper
All right,
said in one of
cool.
his radio shows, now he's been dead since 2001. He died. They shot Bill Cooper, who had a radio show in the 90s, and he exposed all this stuff. And he got shot in November of 2001 because after he started to talk about and predict 9/11 and call Alex Jones a liar and that people shouldn't trust Alex Jones, and then he got shot on his front porch. And he pretty much said that if his conclusion was this, either the people are making prophecy come true as a means to control people that way, or it is true. And either way, if they make it come
Mm,
true, what's the difference? It's like it has still come to pass. And so
I have
that's the but
I have
there is wiggle room. And so that's why it really almost seems like there is an invisible hand. If there is like a hand above everybody pulling the strings, but it is some type of supernatural hand because people participate without knowing. I've seen that with my own eyes. Like I've seen in
mm,
person people that just, observing situations, people will participate in this without fully
I
knowing.
I think I understand what you're saying, even though I would personally put it slightly differently, but I'm not disagreeing with you. I think you're making a very good point. So, just
I guess
whatever,
if you
dude. I'm
my
saying,
deal, what I found is that I have a tendency to be able to ask good questions, but I can also seemingly not tooting my own horn, but just because people seem to be able to follow things that I say well. So if you're following along and you know what I mean,
I'm following.
that
Yeah,
I'm
for
not
sure.
crazy. So that's a good thing. But
You're
I
observing.
wish I was
You're
wrong though.
observing things that you are observing things that I have observed for my entire life. However, I would certainly say that we might be interpreting this in a very different way. But nevertheless, I understand the patterns that you are observing, and I don't disagree that like your observations are not significant and relevant. I totally get it. But we see just because I'm older than
Well,
you, so
that's
we see it
totally
in a different way.
great.
But I get it. I get it for
Mhm.
sure. For
There's
sure.
there's
Yeah, for sure.
basically there's an old saying, and you can really one of the ways that I judge like if I'm on a solid ground or on the right track is when you, for instance, don't rock the boat. Okay, well, what is the symbol of a boat? And they have maritime law. Well, maritime law, we're all on a boat, and the captain's in charge, and so you follow orders or people die. That's the way that it works. And if you're on a boat, you're going to do what the captain says. You get thrown overboard. So don't rock the boat. It just works.
Do you know about EMTs? Do you know about EMTs, like emergency medical technicians, like the
Well,
guys who run the
only the doctor
ambulances
can get rid of the
and like the
captain.
nurses
You know,
and the nurses and EMTs and also military guys that do like medical stuff. Do you know about these guys? Because this is pretty
I
fucking
I
hardcore,
know that
dude. Like, it's pretty
there's
fucking
some
hardcore,
like
right?
they're it's much darker than people know, and it's much darker than probably my mind can comprehend.
Oh, their sense of humor. Oh, you can't. Oh, they will censor you from X.com. If you make a joke like an EMT guy who has to pick up fucking body parts in a goddamn ambulance, psh, they'd ban you from X.com the fucking day, dude. Are you kidding me? These guys have the darkest sense of humor. And women. And there's women involved too. Don't forget the women. They have such the darkest sense of humor. Oh my god, dude, you wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
believe it. They've seen shit you never saw. All right? I mean,
Right,
come on.
and that's part of this conspiracy, quote unquote, is that you get drawn into it that way because it's like when you see those things, it changes you. You actually are back to what I was saying. There's really a world that we can see and a world that we can't. Now, it's like air. You know that there's air around you, but you can't see it. You know, you and I are talking through basically invisible airwaves, internet connection, whatever. So there's a world that we can see and a world that we can't see. And that's actually the world of the living and the world of the dead. And it's all around us at all times.
Are you a Christian?
I would say that I am, yeah. I mean, not.
Are you white? Are you
I
white?
am.
You're a
I'm white.
white and you're man,
I
right?
am.
You're white and you're or European, whatever.
I'm
Like
white.
you
Yeah.
West European, you're British or whatever, French or the English or
Technically, we're
Scottish or
Pennsylvania Dutch.
Irish or oh there you go. Okay, Pennsylvania. Okay, fair enough. For sure. Okay, for sure. And you're Christian. Okay. And you're a man,
Hmm.
right? And you're like what, 30? Okay, fair enough. That's all. I just wanted to know that.
Hmm. But yeah, they pretty much become unrelatable to the rest of everybody else.
And you're really into the like American thing. You love the Americas and the Constitution and
I mean,
the American War for You're like a
no,
big patriot guy, right?
no. I mean, like I'm not. That's not my niche. Like that's not what my identifier is. I care?
What is your identifier?
I don't have one. Like I don't have like
Fair enough.
I don't like I'm not trying to go, identify with the group. I don't like labels, stuff like that. I care for the people around me, for my community. I want the best for my country. I want the people who are the most qualified to run it. But right now we got
For sure.
literally
For
the
sure.
craziest people are steering the ship, the same ship we were just talking about.
No shit, dude. I fucking totally agree
But
with you on this.
but
100%, dude.
let
100%. I
let me tell
agree.
you why I'm weary about that label, and there's a very good reason why. It's because I've noticed that they're using that label as a cover for trafficking. Because I've had people just in places that I've been, I've seen people get exposed, and they've been sending people messages trying to approach people. Hey, do you want to buy or purchase this, that, and the other? And they are using under the guise. They'll have in their bio, for instance, if you're on Discord, if servers, you have people come through servers. If you're moderating a server and somebody gets reported, you have to get them and ban them from the server.
Well, hold on. If I see one of these, like, e-girls or OnlyFans or some kind of porno about, you block them
Well,
immediately.
exactly. And
That's awful.
so
You block
the
them
people
immediately.
who are
That's
doing
gross.
this,
Yeah, just block it
the people who are
immediately.
doing this, they're
Immediately.
patriots and they have Christ as king in their bio, and those are the ones who are doing all the trafficking. At least on Discord.
Oh,
At least on Discord.
Yeah, there's a little okay. Like, I believe Christ is king, but
They're
I
corrupting it.
do know that
They're
is
using it.
a little more of a complicated thing that it might be.
That they're
Yeah,
using it, and that's why
maybe.
it's so twisted.
Yeah, I get it.
That's why I think they really do believe it, and that's why I think they hate it. Because it's like, why would you go through that trouble?
What do you think about that whole Charlie Kirk thing?
I'll sum it
listen.
up.
I have no. Listen. Just let me say this, okay? I personally, myself, do not have any particularly strong opinions about this, but I do have some opinions about this that are politically incorrect.
It's a whirlwind.
So
people have gotten polarized.
I am not gonna try to convince you of anything.
No, see how like people are
you
polarized.
tell me what
you know how like it's like we both are dancing around the fact that it's a very sensitive issue, and I like that's very interesting to me because I think that is notable. But here's what I'll tell you about Charlie Kirk. The name Charlie means, it's a German name. It means free man. Charlie means free man. Okay, now Kirk means church. Church of the Free Man is what Charlie Kirk literally translates to.
Charlie Kirk was just like some like
it was
dude,
a
like
ritual.
Me, like
It was a ritual, and it's like people.
It was some like rich dude, like whatever. I never like what if he was like conservative guy, like whatever.
His
I
purpose,
never really took him that.
His purpose is in the afterlife. Yeah, it's like really he'll be remembered now for more after he was dead and shot.
What do you think about that? What do you think about that stuff about his wife? That's kind of creepy to me. I don't even know what to think about that. And that whole stuff about the lady, what's her face? The black lady. What's her name? Candace Owens. What is that? I don't even know about that.
She's got a husband who is mixed up with very powerful people.
He's MI6. I know
questionable.
Her husband is MI6.
It's like very questionable.
I know her husband is MI6. I know that
for
a fact. That's a fact.
But here's the question, like, because I have to juxtapose it in my head when I think about it. So, like, okay, like let's say that you or her, and like your husband is MI6, and that's your husband. Right. It's like, but what if you really do want to expose like certain things? It's like, can you be genuine? Like, could she even be genuine if she wanted to? Maybe not. But it's like.
Good one.
I don't know. They dance around it. They don't ever mention that. I feel like it's like if she's going to talk about conspiracies, it's kind of like people are going to want questions, but that's your personal life. I think Charlie Kirk's wife, she's a total fucking asset. There's no way she's not. They just keep. They just keep finding worse and worse and worse and worse stuff. It's just like it's almost a joke. It's like Impractical Jokers.
Okay, like honestly, I want to tell you this. Okay, first of all, I know nothing about Charlie Kirk.
I don't either.
I never heard of this guy
I didn't know him until he was dead.
I never heard of him. What happened was I go to this DC conference so I could meet the CIA whistleblower John Kiriakou. And the day before, they fucking assassinated this guy, Charlie Kirk. I barely kind of remember. He was a Fox News guy, conservative, something. I don't know what the hell.
I didn't know anything about him either. It's
and then Tucker Carlson, has to like cancel his live stream of this conference, and then these people, and then I'll have streets a minute, accuse me of being a CIA infiltrator. This is the most fucked up, crazy thing I've ever been involved in. Like, I don't even know what the fuck to think, dude. Like, I don't even know what the fuck to think. And it's called Charlie Kirk. I don't even know anything. I barely heard of this guy before. I never heard of him before.
You and I are in the same position.
I don't know what the hell happened. Because I have no idea what the hell happened.
If you are a genuine person who has the best of intentions, it's like that's the person who's going to get blamed for everything. But then the people who are really doing the shit, they get away scot-free because they do the blaming.
I have no fucking idea, dude. I have no fucking idea what that whole Charlie Kirk thing was. I have literally no idea. I have no idea what the hell this shit is. It's fucking crazy.
It
I
was
have
a
no
satanic
idea.
ritual to
None.
distract people, to put people into a WWE wrestling match. You can't have a wrestling match without one guy on one side and another guy on the other side because they're going to go fight each other. That's all it is. You don't worry about the Epstein files. You just worry about Charlie Kirk and his wife, and you dig on.
What do you think about that? What do you think about that Epstein shit? I think that's real, kind of like sort
Oh,
of a
it's
little
pretty
bit.
much
You
all
know,
real, and
I
it's like they're really doing a litmus test. It's like, okay, either you're going to stop us or you're not. Come and get us. People aren't going to do it because they're worried about Charlie Kirk, Church of the Free Man.
I'm not sure. I'm not
So,
sure what to think, dude. You
the
tell
government
me.
releases information on their actual website documents that pretty much say that this is going down. Like the whole Epstein shit's going down. The shit that they got that talks about how they're targeting people, targeting members of, like, people who are the prime ministers of places in Europe, targeting their children for sexual harassment by police.
Well, they will kill your children for sure.
Yeah, it's like,
They
but
will threaten to murder
the
your children. That's for
Epstein
sure. Like it's
files.
like a
Yeah,
mafia.
the
They will
Epstein
kill your
files
children for
gives you
sure.
that, it tells you enough.
They have your children at like their primary schools. They will
I
murder
know in
your children
the
for
Epstein
sure.
files
No
that they
question.
released speaks to and testifies to at least what you've just said. Like that, it shows you that, and the government released that, and people are fucking more worried about Church of the Free Man, Charlie Kirk. So it's just theater. Look over here, not over there. And it really is a litmus test, because if we don't do anything, then we actually have consented to it, permitted it to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I've had to deal with some threats myself, so you do what you got to do, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what to think of it all, to be honest.
Mhm.
It's a hard problem to figure out,
Which one?
all of them. For me personally, I'm old too. For me, it was 9/11. Like I realized the Epstein stuff. I don't know the fuck that shit is about. I have no idea. The other thing, oh, I was talking to some lady earlier about like the Sandy Hook thing. I don't know anything about fucking Sandy Hook. I have no idea. I only know
The
about 9/11. That was the only one I know about.
here's the one that here's my best advice I'll give you on that.
Or like the
It it's
JFK. I don't even know what
it's
the JFK.
always
I don't know shit
it's
about that.
always both at the same time, but a little bit of both. So the best lie, the one that everybody will believe, is the one that's got a little bit of truth to it. And their tactic is to basically, if you tell a lie and it's making you uncomfortable, the one way to resolve that stress is to project it onto the other person. So basically you do something bad and then you just like channel that uncomfortableness into blaming the other person.
Did you know about narcissism?
I mean, I know what it is, but what about it?
Well, they sounds kind of like what you're saying.
Yes, but I mean, like, let's take that to a very large scale. Like narcissism, but would pale by comparison of what I'm thinking of. It's like kill a population and then blame them for doing the genocide.
Yeah, so what's your deal though? Okay, hold on. Here's my deal. Like I'm just gonna say, okay, I how do I say? I'm gonna try to underplay this. I'm anti-populist. I do not believe that, like, your average good old boy American conservative, good old country boy, blah blah blah, hard working, blah blah blah. It's all a bunch of fucking bullshit. These populists ain't gonna do shit. I think it's stupid.
I don't.
Okay, I believe in the iron
I don't think
law of
of
oligarchy.
oligarchy.
Okay. The iron law of oligarchy. Powerful people. The world, no one cares about democracy or the republic or the constitution or the flag. The world is run by straight up force. Force. Threats. We will do this or we will kill your children. It's as simple as that.
That's
It's never
maritime
been
law.
anything more complicated than that.
Maritime, yes.
That's it. Yeah, it's that. It's that. Okay, so fair enough. Now what do you do? Right?
Exactly,
Now
and
what do you
that's the
do?
great. That's the great. I guess that's the great controversy. What do you do about it? I think the only way that I could resolve that within my capability, I've asked myself that question a lot. How do I affect change? Through educating people, teaching people how to pursue the truth, not believe what I have to say. It's called the Trivium method, actually. So you.
Oh, I know that. I know that. Yeah, the Trivium.
There you go.
I do know that
Hell
one.
yeah.
Yep.
So
Yes, sir. I do know
So
that one. Yeah.
that is a philosophy that I really take a lot of inspiration from, because it's not about here is like look at this truth. It's like here's the process for you to get there on your own. So that's why I give people the resources to find it. But one thing that I've been doing is I'm building, different learning about all these different technologies that they have. So I'm just writing down all of the different acronyms and stuff and teaching people here's what this means. So when I learn a new word, trying to give people that new word, if you can remember a new word, term, concept that you hear me say, and it doesn't even have to be anything advanced. Like if you remember one thing that sticks, that sticks with you from our conversation tonight, doesn't even matter if it's all of it, 50%, 20%, as long as you remember something that you can come back to and that opens your mind a little bit. I think, and then by teaching people words, and they can pass that along to other people. But if I do that to you, that's good. But if you can do it to somebody else because of me teaching you how to do it, then that's better. But and then what's my deal? What do I get out of that arrangement? Is really the best way to master a topic is to teach it. So I actually learn in the process. I actually would, for instance, I'll give an example. I read the 6G white paper. Now that thing, there's no fucking way I would have been able to read that thing by myself if I didn't do it for a video. But because I, was making it as content, and it gave me a push to go through the whole thing, and that thing was fucking dense. It was written in such high level language I barely understood it myself, but there's something I would have never done otherwise. So stuff like that, it gives me motivation to actually learn by teaching, and that's the true mastery of any topic, is you have to teach it.
Okay.
And that's not perfect. I mean, does that cure all of the brutalness and the brutality in the world? No.
I think I get what you're saying a little bit.
But it gives you, if you understand
there's
something, it has less power over you.
I still think you're kind of young, and I think
I am. I'm pretty young.
Yeah.
What's your point?
I'm trying to figure out what the particular points that you're saying. You made a lot of really good
People
points.
don't
So, let me say,
they don't
first
know
of all,
why I'm
sir,
saying this and I'm
sir,
young. I think
no, sir, let me say, you made a lot of really very good points here, and I'm still trying to figure out exactly where you're coming from.
You mean like trying to figure out, like, to suss me out, to get a gauge of who I am as a person?
Yeah,
Well,
basically, sure, yeah, basically.
I guess, like, I really, what I'm sitting here thinking is like, I guess it's funny, but it's like I don't take right now. I take that as like I don't understand.
You seem weird, but you don't seem like a. Okay, here's the deal. You don't seem like disinformation, and you don't seem like a kook, but you seem a little kind of, I don't know, idiosyncratic. But
Okay,
I'm the same way, so I don't
get what you mean.
whatever. Like, be a girl like
I've
that. Like, that's fine.
even in my own personal life, I feel like I've lived like almost a condensed, like my experiences in my life are actually like most people feel like, oh man, only somebody who's been alive 30, 40 years would have been able to gone through all of the shit you've gone through. And it's like some of that's my own fault. Like I won't say that, like I'm not saying I'm like a victim of it all, but it actually has enriched me as a person. And so I've been able to actually
We all have to live the life, or
it's like
sure,
like for
whatever.
instance, I went through experiences that if I hadn't gone through them, I wouldn't have been able to empathize with and not, not judge those people. Like for instance, the people that you see walking down the side of the road.
What do you mean judge? What do you mean judge? Okay,
I'll give
hold
an
on,
example.
dude. Let's go there.
So,
Let's go there.
so,
Judge. Tell me that
so
word. What are you judging, dude? What are you
well,
judging?
what I mean was people.
Are you gay?
No, I mean, no, I'm not gay.
Are you straight?
Definitely, yeah.
No, just like you like
I'm
women, or are you a man? Oh, first of all, hold on. Just let me ask you a question. Seriously, okay. Are you a man and
yeah,
like women?
yeah,
Is that
yeah.
true? Okay, okay. All right, let's go
Well,
on. All right, fine. Sorry, my
so
bad.
okay,
I
okay,
didn't
okay,
mean to
okay.
be any.
So judging, basically, I've people tend to look at somebody and they judge a book by their cover, and so you look at somebody who looks like, oh, maybe I don't that person. I don't know if I want to talk to that person, but I have found that those are the people who everybody else passes by. They don't want to talk to that person. That person looks weird. They look nasty or whatever. But those
No.
people actually might be some of the most genuine people.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna push back on this one, sir. Um, the idea that like, oh, we all have to like, treat these like other people special because like, oh, blah
No, we
blah
don't have to.
blah. No, it's so silly. There's no better than us. Well, how come you're not saying, hey, we need to go to the trailer parks and pick out the white trash people? How come you're not doing that? Why is it always only the other people, the outsiders, the people who aren't like us, our non-family or non-relatives? Why is it the left only cares about people far away and never our own people? This is what I have a problem with the left and why I hate the left.
That's
I don't know. You tell me
I
what
think
you
that's
think.
like I've never really I've never thought about it like that. But can you can
And
you can
also,
you
you know what I
can
would
you
like
say
to
it
say
again
this?
because I like that.
No, no,
I
no,
liked it. I want to remember that.
no. I'm from the fucking South. I'm so fucking sick of people telling me that I fucking hate black people. Are you fucking
Oh,
kidding
I
me?
know,
I know black people all my entire
dude.
life.
I
Are you
know that
kidding
sounds
me?
crazy.
Like, oh yeah, I hate black
No,
people so much. I'm so fucking
they're
racist.
driving
That
people
is
away that
fucking
way. Like,
ridiculous.
because
This is
we
so
were not racist
you
before
have
this stuff happened.
rich white Jewish people in Connecticut are fucking telling me from fucking South Carolina that
Well,
I
no, no, no,
hate
no. It might
black
just be
people. Give me a
it might just
fucking
be robots.
break.
It might even be
Give
fake
me a
accounts, dude. It
fucking
might
break.
just be not even real people.
I think it is fake accounts.
I
It is
think it's all
AI.
just
Actually, I do agree
dude,
with
like
that.
my buddy James, who has a podcast, like he was catching, like he had a game show, like when he was on TikTok before he got banned, he would catch bots. Like he would ask them a stupid question, like he would say like, "What fruit is lettuce?" And like if it couldn't answer the question, it was a bot. And so we played a game, but he would catch so many of these fucking bots. And so this was 3 years
I
ago,
do believe. I do believe there's a huge amount of AI
dude.
bots and
They
stuff like
have
that online. I totally
They
believe
have
that. I
an
totally believe that.
acronym, ALICE. It's
100%.
called ALISCE or ICE. It's Artificial Linguistic Internet Computer Entity. So these are bots. They literally just are there to push your buttons and then see what buttons you respond
I
to.
believe that for sure. I believe
And
that for
that's why I
sure.
said that
Absolutely,
the internet's
100%.
haunted now because those are not living people. Those are ghosts. And that's why they call them in Linux. If you know what a Linux software is, it's called a daemon.
No, I know all about Linux. Oh,
Well,
for sure.
those are
Yeah,
called
sure.
daemons. They're called
I've been doing
programs.
that for 25 years for sure.
So,
Yeah.
it's just hilarious that the word is like even there. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of like the haunted internet theory. It's just fucking dead bots. But back to what you were saying.
It is okay. Okay, no, it's called parasocial. So, like, let me tell you a story. Okay, look, I'm 50 years old. I met this lady online. It's very sweet, and I love her, and she's the sweetest thing, right? But I mean, it's online. How can you really truly believe it's real? and I have seen this myself. I swear to God, this is true. These are men who do not, they actually believe that some, like, I don't know, Asian woman or something is going to send them like naked pictures, and they think that, like, that's a real thing. It's so
That's a dead
stupid.
theory.
But that is like a serious amount of
I know. It's
men.
dead.
And this is why I am very anti-populist. If you check my feed, I've said this multiple occasions. And I'm I'm a white guy, 50, typical whatever American guy, like, yeah, whatever. Okay. I'm an anti-populist. Like, are you kidding me? These stupid idiots are believing some bullshit. Yeah, some naked lady, Asian lady is gonna like wanna whatever you. It's fucking stupid. Americans are fucking stupid. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's
People are on a
embarrassing.
low level.
It's embarrassing. It is embarrassing and shameful to my ancestry. I hate this so
It's pretty
much.
bad. It's gotten pretty bad, and I think people have been poisoned. Honestly, I think this is long-term poisoning on multiple generational levels.
I'm just against it. I just don't like it at all. I really don't.
It's gotten very.
Like, I'm just some dude. Like, I'm like trying to make myself out to be some great guy or anything. But, like, whatever. I'm just some dude. Like, whatever.
It's it's very hard to find any reality, anything real, anything that feels real, and that's why I literally always come back to the same haunted theory, and back to what I don't even think I even capped off with what I was going to cap off with. But on 9/11, there was a guy who finished a series of recordings, and he did these recordings using tape disintegration loops. The name of the album is the Disintegration Loops, and he created these using basically letting a tape record over
No.
itself.
Tell me about this one. I am unfamiliar with this, and please tell me this one. Send me a link, please, sir. What is
Well, it's
this?
called the Disintegration Loops, and if you look it up, you'll find it. It's an
Okay.
album. So if you take a VHS tape and you just keep recording a new one off of an old one, it'll decay, right? It'll decay with time.
Huh.
And so somebody literally had created an album and finished it on 9/11. So I think that this was evidence of that being an actual ritual. I think somebody did that on purpose.
Was that part of that art
I
thing?
don't know. That they
I'm
call
not.
it an art
That's
form, but I
complicated.
see it for what it is.
I'm not sure.
If you know what you're looking at, you can see it for what it is, because what you're looking at is you're just looking at what entropy is. You're looking at what decay looks like. It just looks like fading
Huh.
into static. It's kind of creepy.
So, wait a minute, dude. You're freaking me out. Like, so what is your deal? Like, what's your thing? Like, what is going on?
I don't know, but I really am intrigued that. Hey, what's up, Mr. Chuck Swindle Jr.? That's an interesting guess. Let me invite him to speak. That's an interesting guess.
Hey, Mr. Chuck.
Dude, that's the guy to have in here, man. He's like he's done a bunch of different documentaries or movies or lectures, and they're really good.
Oh wait, I gotta look him up. I haven't seen him yet. I gotta follow him right now. I'm gonna follow him right now.
Invite him to speak. I don't know if I did. Hopefully, I did. But might have lost track of what I was saying. I don't even remember what we were talking about.
Did you ever see
Oh,
that guy who does all the AI videos? He's freaking awesome. It's so awesome, dude. He's like the greatest. Did you see this guy? I have him on my channel. I post him all the time. He does all these AI videos. It's the craziest shit you ever saw. It's awesome. I love him. It's great. What's his face? I can't remember his name. God damn it. I don't know.
no, I was going to say it's a bit perplexing to me. I mean, I'm as far as I'm concerned, I'm being very genuine. So if there's something there, it makes me kind of curious because I feel like this is not. I feel like maybe other people have been off put by something, and it kind of bothers me because it seems like there's something there that people are seeing in me that I'm not aware of. Because as far as I'm aware, I don't I don't know. I don't think I have a deal.
Sorry, dude. I only half, 1/3 pay attention to your feed, but it seems cool to me. I'm not quite sure what to think. I still, like I said,
You know
not
what?
quite sure what to tell what your
One
deal
thing
is. I'm not
one
quite
thing I
sure.
have noticed is that I feel like sometimes there is a lack of tone. So like if you don't have the ability to hear like the fluctuation in somebody's tone, so much emotion or even message context can get swept away when you don't have that.
Well, I kind of agree with that, but that is kind of what might maybe be the context controversy here. I'm not exactly sure of the tone. That is exactly what the issue is.
That's weird.
but but dude, look, I love this. This is a great conversation. I'm so happy we're having this conversation. It is so cool to get to talk to you. I'm so happy to get a perspective that I otherwise wouldn't have. So thank you very much for this. I super appreciate this
I do too.
conversation. Let me
I
just say that right
I
up front.
enjoy
Okay.
conversating with
Yes, sir.
people because for instance,
You were a little confusing to me, and I'm not exactly sure what's going on,
well,
but I very much appreciate it. Very
I
much
appreciate
so.
that, but I was going to say when we first got together, like when we started the space, it took us a minute to spark. There's like a spark. We had to get going, get an arc going. It's like we had to get a subject. Somebody had to say something, and it's like you have to get the ball rolling. And what you're doing is
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
generating new
Yeah.
ideas, and so getting into a conversation with somebody who can go back and forth. Now that actually gives you something to think about. And that's so rare today. It's so rare to find that
It
because
really
people
is.
will
It really is. I
bite your head
100%
off
agree.
if you look at them
100%
the
agree.
wrong way. And so it's like I know it's people are so polarized, and it's really hard to find people who can do that. It's like the shrinking; it's getting smaller, smaller pool every day. Oh,
Yeah, it's so nuts. And this is such an issue for me. Like, it's been an issue for my entire life for 25 years. It's so difficult to talk about this. I'm not even exactly really sure what to say about it. Uh,
you
and
do you do get quieter over the years.
yeah,
It's
I
like
don't
after a
know.
while, I've felt the same way. It's like you just like I'm just gonna not. Sometimes I don't even feel like talking about it.
Well, okay. You know what? I can say this. Okay, the older I get, honestly, no one gives a shit about me. No one gives a shit about my opinion, my old ugly face. Who gives a fuck? All right, whatever. But, I do want to at least tell the truth before I die. I'm trying to do my best. I ain't that great, but I'm trying. I don't know. How would you say it? I don't know. Whatever.
Really, it's the small things in life these days. Things get crazier and crazier every day, and they even took South Park from us.
Just South Park was
Dude, they can't even make a new episode.
I
They
would
can't
say
even make a new
that.
episode because there's nothing to mock
No,
anymore.
that was too. No, that was too young for me. No, that was too young for me. That's like that 4chan, what do you call it? 4chan shit, right? I don't know anything about it. Or anime. What do they call it? Anime. I don't know anything about shit. That's too young for me. That's that shit was such fucking stupid propaganda. I fucking hate
It
that
turns
shit.
out I think that there was a lot of occult themes in it. Because people recognize that when I'll talk about certain occult topics, they'll always like recognize some.
Well, what do you think about that 4chan
As a
thing?
matter of fact,
Like, I don't know anything about
I've
that
not
shit.
really,
I don't know anything about that. That was too
I
young for
never
me.
really got on
But I
there.
think it was weird. I think it was weird. And that anime shit, the
There's
Japanese
a lot of
thing or
occult themes
whatever.
in there. It's occulted,
I don't know
esoteric
anything
themes
about that.
for the new age, the new tech. tech age, the age of Aquarius, with the air. It's like an air-based society. So Aquarius is an air sign. So that's why we have cryptocurrency, the World Wide Web, the internet. It's all run over internet, Wi-Fi, airwaves. Information will play the role of oxygen. Money used to be currency, water.
Hello, guys. How's it going? What's going
Nice to
on,
meet you, buddy.
everybody?
Glad to see you, man. Nice of you to pop in.
You came up on my feed, and I just started listening to your conversation. And I thought, what the heck? I'll participate if you guys want. Happy to be here.
I'm really honored to. It's kind of blowing my mind that you showed up. We haven't talked before, but man, we were just kind of wanting to do a space, and then we've been sitting here talking about a wide variety of subjects. But
what you want to talk about?
I don't know. What have you been up to lately? You've been working on a lot of stuff, and you probably got stuff that can blow my mind.
I don't know about that. I've been working on the Cassiopeian narrative is what I've been involved in of late. That seems to be the narrative that is intriguing me at this time, as we all try to figure out where we've come from and what exactly is happening right now. And so I've been studying that work by a gal named Laura Knight, controversial subject or person, needless to say, but who isn't in the conspiracy world. And it's been really intriguing, and the response has been really positive. I've been actually shocked at the response from the general public. My Saturday shows have kicked off since I started on the Cassiopeian subject, and it seems to be something that is intriguing to people, probably because it's an unusual subject and not a lot of people know about it, and it offers an interesting perspective of us as human beings and the current situation. So anyway, that's what I've been up to lately, and yeah, y'all came up, so go ahead.
I was just going to say, could you give me what does Cassiopeian refer to? I'm not familiar with that.
All right, so
yeah, I'm also not familiar with that. Yeah, thank you. I'm also
so
about this.
Well, the Cassiopeian narrative is an alternate narrative to human history than what most people have heard. It puts the human collective into a context that is unusual for the situation. A lot of people are in the conspiracy world, you could say, are pretty much caught up in a lot of the Anunnaki narrative, a lot of the narrative of the human slave, and that the world is a farm, and that we're all cattle, and that we're being exploited for our soul power and value. And so the Cassiopeian narrative is a narrative that coincides with these kinds of ideas. The Cassiopeians they claim to be a mind form thought from the sixth density, seventh density being, the unspeakable. And they define consciousness in basically seven realms, seven densities. And your first density would be like atoms, minerals, vitamins, sand, your basic static world. And then your second consciousness dimension would be the animal collective mind, the mind that runs on instinct, responds to the environment, not through really choice, but more towards an instinctual, sort of like if a bear sees you running, they're just going to run after you because you're running, because it's an instinct. And so that's a bit more advanced than a mineral at stage one. And then stage three of consciousness, they consider it to be the realm of free will. And so you've moved into a different realm than an animal that's tied into instinct. Now you're tying into a being that has their own ideas, their own concepts, their own thoughts about the situation that an animal wouldn't have. When the lion wakes up in the morning, he's not contemplating why he's here on this earth and why, what's the purpose of his life and why was he born. These are concerns of the human being. So it's a deeper consciousness than what a animal lives on. And then they claim that there's a fourth D, a fourth dimension, which is basically a non-form dimension of the 3D. So you could take your similar attributes that you get from the dualism that comes into 3D and then just remove form. So remove the idea of a finite, of an absolute, and you move into the realm of spirit. And so they claim, the Cassiopeians claim, that we are basically a human collective that is transitioning from a 3D into a 4D crystallization. And that what we are going through right now in the Great Awakening is the process of crystallization of those who are ready to move into a higher density of consciousness.
Sir, what does that mean,
Yeah,
crystallization? I understand the physics of crystals and crystallization, and I don't believe that you are using this concept correctly, sir. However, some of the stuff you're saying is like very fascinating to me, sir. I think we agree on a lot of stuff for sure. For sure. We agree on a lot of stuff. But I'm not sure about this one concept, okay? Can we, I don't know,
Well,
figure
it
this
kind
one
of
out?
it sounds familiar. It's like maybe some words that I haven't heard before, but the concept is very similar. This crystallization idea. Maybe I think I understand what you're saying. I wonder, have you the densities? Have you heard of Robert Anton Wilson's Prometheus Rising? Have you ever heard of this text?
I know all about Robert Anton Wilson. Great author, great artist. Obviously, he meant it in an artistic way, not a physics way.
Well, yeah, I
Right?
looked at him under the lens of this idea of cybernetics, because what I was trying to do was figure out, I do a little bit of programming. That was the thing when I was about 15, I taught myself how to do that. It was just a hobby, and like web development, stuff like that. And so I was curious to see, like, how well could you find information and map together a API for the quote unquote human biocomputer. But he talks about these circuits. So starting at the base of the brainstem, really, the parts of the human body that would first, this base survival, like breathing,
Well, yeah,
stuff like that.
look, the biological body of a human being and the brain is a biological thing. It isn't really that complicated to figure out. And,
The body's the hardware.
drugs, whatever, it works like it works. Have you ever, guys, had been physically injured and had to been on tranquilizers? Because this is a thing. This is a thing that I have a deal about, right? Okay, tranquilizers. I've known people who were physically injured and they had to take tranquilizers when they were, medevac to the hospital, for God's sakes, right? It will fuck you up. If people have never been on tranquilizers, you don't understand how messed up this will make your brain. Like, has anyone ever have had any experience with this? It's a
I
big
have
deal.
not had
Like,
that
it's a big
Are
experience.
you talking about
okay?
ketamine?
No, tranquilizers like you get when you go to the hospital when you fucking like break your leg or something. Like, it's legal. It's like all normal, like not
Well,
illegal.
Pharma has never been in
Like,
this to
just
help you.
yeah, well, I mean, yeah, for sure, right? Like,
I
the tranquilizer is a big fucking deal, but it's the same thing as PCP and the illegal stuff. It's all the same thing. I'm not an expert on this one.
I'll be honest with you. It's
don't
like
claim expertise. Okay.
they are all drugs, but it's like, for instance, there are some unique ones in there, like the PCP. That's like, you don't even find that stuff anymore because it's so, like, like I've
No, are you fucking kidding me? Are you
no,
fucking
that's like
kidding me?
that's something
Thought
that
I was
nobody
smoking a
talks
joint
about around.
and fucking got on PCP. It fucked me up. It was the worst fucking thing I ever
So
seen in
there
my
is a
life.
big
How the
difference
hell
between
would people
substance.
try to do that? How would anyone want to do that shit as like for fun? Are
I
you
don't know,
kidding
but there
me?
is a big difference. I guess is kind of what I was trying to say. There's a big difference
Yeah,
between
like what the
substance.
fuck, dude?
So, but no, what you're saying is like I actually think that's definitely true because from substance to substance, they all have very unimaginable, like just like insane ways to screw you up. That's absolutely true. They can do permanent damage.
Did you know? Okay, I'm gonna tell you the story. Okay, this lady who is a really good friend of mine, about 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Okay, so she had a son and a daughter. They had both just grown up. They're just about to go to college. She told me her daughter's 10th grade class, every single boy was on a pharmaceutical drug, and every girl, with one exception, was on a pharmaceutical drug. Tell me why a whole entire class of children, what were these kids like? I don't know, 15, 16, whatever, 10th grade, whatever it was, right? Why would all, like, literally everyone but one would be on pharmaceutical drugs?
We're
That's
in a haunted
bullshit.
metaverse.
Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking
It's like
break,
I think
dude.
they're really
Come
like
on.
trying to like convince us that the ship did not sink long ago. And my impression is that we're making all of these assumptions that things are going to happen in the future. Like, oh, this is what they want to do with us. But in reality, I think maybe these things we're just catching up to it. And I think like they want you to believe that it's not that bad. But I think my experience is the things that I have seen, just from person to person. The people that you see in the stories that you see in their lives. It's bad out there.
Have you ever dealt with a woman on Lexapro? Lexapro, in my opinion, is like
What about any of the other ones?
drug.
Like, what if they've been? What if they've been on like a bunch of the other ones?
In my view, Lexapro is like the Iran-Contra crack thing. Is the worst thing that's ever happened. Lexapro hurt me so much. It hurt me personally. Like, it hurt my life so much.
Like, just generally, those drugs, from what my belief about them, what I've found is that those basically are ways to disable the brain. And so I think that there's malicious intent.
That's exactly right.
I agree. 100%.
That's exactly right.
100%,
I had
100%
cancer for from about 2012 to 2013, and I sat next to a naturopathic doctor who was one of my doctors that I used to heal from cancer. And she explained to me that the way that big pharma drugs work is that they drain energy channels of the body. So the drug goes into the body and it tells the body what it wants the body to do through chemical reaction. And through those chemical reactions, it forces the body to release vitamins, minerals, energies from the channels it would use for other productions and processes of the body to follow basically the orders of the drug, the petrochemical drug that's been introduced into the body. And so what they do is they actually deplete the individual. So they may numb the symptoms of the sickness, but they're not doing anything to help or cure the individual. They're draining the actual energy and immunopathways of the body in order to carry out the drive of the drug. And so none of those petrochemicals, according to my naturopathic doctor, are viable because they all will deplete you. They all will cause addiction. They all will cause a lack of energy because they're sucking the basically the energy out of the body to adhere to the chemical demands of the drug. So none of those antidepressants, none of those quote unquote solutions for depression actually are that. They're actually the opposite because as you're on it, it's making you worse and addicting you. So yeah.
So So, okay, let me tie that in there. So back to what you were talking about earlier, you said, or at least my impression was that this that you were looking into was juxtaposed against the idea of the parasitism energy harvesting theory. So how does that fit into what you were on the other end of it?
Do you guys think about the parasite thing?
Because
Because I kind of agree with this a
that is
little bit.
my
I kind of agree
what
with
you
this
just
a
described
little bit. I'm
was
not sure. I'm not
parasitism,
sure.
and it seems like parasites, no matter how small or big they are, the answer to what
Have
evil
you heard
is
about this
parasites.
alpha gal thing? Have you ever heard about this alpha gal thing? Because I swear to God, this is freaking me
Evil
out,
is
man.
parasitic
I
on all
swear to God,
levels.
I'm honestly really truly scared about this. Alpha gal with this tick thing. Have you heard about this? This is really freaking me out, dude.
The
I'm
tick
like
I
thing.
mean,
serious.
What about the? Yeah,
The tick thing.
yeah,
Alpha gal. The alpha gal tick thing. It's like Lyme
yeah.
disease, but even worse. It is fucked up, dude. I don't even know what to think about this
Well,
shit.
they're preying
I don't even know what
on the population. Pharma, and until the population wakes up to the fact that pharma drugs have no interest in healing anybody, they will continue to run their rampage as long as people continue to take the prescriptions and to use the pharmaceutical industries, and they
I
will
never
have
took
their way with
I
us
never
as
took
long
that
as people are
flu.
complicit.
I never took that flu vaccine ever in my entire life. That was all bullshit. I never took that shit. I
and
did have to do like the kid stuff when I was a little kid. Had to take the vaccines, but I'm not sure
they
what to
they
think
they
about
just
that
pump it
now.
out
I'm a
constantly at
little
this point. Like
skeptical. Yeah, I don't know what to think.
Well, I mean,
they pump it
something
out.
is wrong in the society when you go to an
Yeah.
elementary school and at lunchtime, the line for pharma drugs for the children to take is over 50 kids long. You know that there is
Oh my
definitely
god.
something wrong in that society.
Exactly,
That's
dude.
that's
Oh my god.
Right. Like that's what I'm saying. And I don't have some big personal like opinion about this, but I mean, come on, you got to be
No,
a
it's the
little
gaslighting. You're right.
skeptical
It's
about
it's
that,
the
right?
gaslighting.
well,
They gaslight you about that.
yeah, and the parents are the ones who are compliant.
Yes.
And so it's not the child, it's the parents who are allowing this and doing this because they're ignorant of what the real
Mm.
situation is. And until people realize that big pharma is set up to addict and keep people sick, they're going to continue to suck the teat of that industry. And until that stops, I mean, what are you going to do with that society?
I don't know.
I
It's like
mean, honestly.
so we're kind of at these weird points where like there's only a way to compare the situation, and it's like if you've ever remember the Titanic movie, they all fiddle while the ship goes down, but maybe the ship sank a long time ago and we're still here. We're just ghosts on the ship.
Well, we have say, and we can
Yeah,
certainly,
pretty much.
parents can
Yeah,
educate
exactly.
themselves and start to say no and
Well,
begin to feed their children good food that's
that's
wholesome, that's
true.
not filled with preservatives, and begin to change. It's the parents and
Education.
education.
It is education. That's what we were probably actually maybe before you came in here, but I guess we were talking about like what my idea was on the internet, like what am I doing? And I said eventually I started getting to the point where how can I affect change in people, where I have to teach them how
Right.
to get towards the truth using the Trivium method. So basically, you acquire data from eclectic sources. You need to build a data set. Then you need to do your logical processing. You need to go through the data. You need to organize it, draw conclusions, and then teach it to other people. Teaching. You have to teach other people. Education. Teach them how to pursue truth, get towards the truth, not believe what you say.
Right.
And then
Hey, the Trivium thing. I learned about that like
I think
a
it's
couple of years,
effective
a long time ago. Yeah, no, that's awesome.
because
That's great. I would like to learn more
it
about that. That's a really
it's
cool
not
thing.
so people
For
have
sure.
to basically it's taking people away from the truth is just a binary, like you have the truth or you don't, but it's actually a process for moving towards something. Because I mean, anybody who has common sense, and I like to say that the sixth sense is common sense. The sixth sense is common sense. And so people don't have the common sense anymore. And so if
Right.
they do,
Right.
if
You're exactly right. And the reason they don't have, one of the biggest reasons they don't have that common sense is the numbing effect of
yes,
pharma
yes,
drugs.
exactly.
You know, because they directly work against your human sense, your sixth sense. I mean, they directly work against
I know the
that
frontal
which
lobe.
makes you healthy. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And they steer you directly against that and addict you to that other side, so you never seek or look to that sixth common sense that you have. And so it's an entire situation of having to re-educate the entire population, and that happens one person at a time. And that's why, you know, I participate in the web as I do, is to just try and be a light in this situation to educate people, because it's not going to happen because a bunch of people revolt. It's going to happen because a bunch of people re-educate and come into contact with their sixth sense. That's what's going to heal the society.
Yeah.
Mr. Chuck, may I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why would so many people be drugging people with chemicals? Like, just ask yourself that simple question. Why would people be drugging people with
Are you
chemicals?
talking? Okay.
And especially children,
Right. So
young
are you
people,
talking about from the
people
parents'
under like
perspective, or are you talking
teenagers.
about from the pharmaceutical perspective? Which side are you asking?
Well, that's a good question. You tell me,
Okay, so
sir.
if it's from the
Like, good question
pharmaceutical
to ask.
side, it's purely profit. It has nothing to do with healing. It has nothing to do with helping. It has nothing to do with doing anything better. It's purely profit, purely. If it's from the parent side, it's ignorance. So if you mix profit with
Well,
ignorance,
the
you
question
have
I ask
pilfering, and that's what's
is it
happening to the children. And that's why the
True.
children are the loser in this game, because the parents are ignorant
is
and the institutions that are making these drugs are profit oriented, which has nothing to do with humanism.
It's true.
well, the question I have to ask, okay, is it just money? Because I know there's money involved for sure, But is there more to this? Is it more like a more nefarious agenda? I'll be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure. I'm
Well,
open to other
the,
people's
I think there is
perspectives on this
might
one.
be some
So,
nuance to it, because I think what they're doing is they're pumping us full of material. Actually, it's a type of material, and once it gets into everything, it will connect everything in their new system. That's how they see it. This is a they call these metamaterials hyper surfaces. They're actually nanoscale devices. They can program how light reflects off of them. That's what a meta surface is. This is like a revolutionary new technology, but I did a video trying to learn enough about what a meta atom was. And basically they can engineer down to the atomic level properties and build them to certain specifications. So what you said, Chuck, about how this stuff can target specific parts of the body, it's because they literally can pretty much program it exactly how they want to program it.
You
So
are
it's fully
correct. And
customizable.
yeah, you are correct. And I would say, in my humble opinion, I would say that most people are already tied in, and the only hope at
Yes.
this point is awareness and people using their sixth sense to be able to overcome the nanotech they are trying to use to pilfer us. And your sixth sense is more powerful than that nanotech. It's just that people have been so dumbed down about their identity that they don't realize the power they already contain. And so until that battle is won, meaning people realize their own power, there's no sense to any of it. That's why ignorance is the greatest enemy right now. People have to educate themselves because we're already tied in. The idea that we're not tied in, to me, is foolish. I think we all already in, and the only hope is the human spirit, is the human soul, which is more powerful than the nanotech if people will come into accord and realize that. But that is the key. You must change the ignorance into awareness, and then when people are aware, they can then choose through their free will to reject these systems that are attempting to usurp the human spirit. And that's what I think our role as communicators is to help people realize this, because the only hope is for every person to save themselves, because no one's going to be able to save you. You have to save yourself. And you do that through education, through knowledge, through awareness. And as long as we have an ignorant society, there actually is no hope. That's why these channels and what you guys are doing right now here today is the most important thing that's happening on this fucking planet right now, because people have lost their minds and they're ignorant. And the only way that we're going to be able to reach them is through human connection, human interaction, because that's the only thing that's going to be able to break through the trust barrier as people are more and more demoralized. And so we as a community have to work together to educate, and that will change it. But fuck, I mean, we can learn all we want about the conspiracies and so on and so forth, but until people realize their identity and realize their power as a human being, there actually is no hope. So that's why what you guys are doing right now, and why I am here right now, and I took the moment to do this tonight, is to let you guys know, thank God you're here, and thank God you're talking about these things, because the only thing that's going to save the human race basically is each other, is connection, is love, and connecting to one another, so that we then can realize our power. So man, I'm applauding what you guys do tonight, and that's why I stepped in tonight to just say hello, to let you know, thank you for what you're doing, and please keep going and doing what you're doing. So, you know.
Hey,
Thank you, Mr. Chuck.
hey,
for trying to
I
our best.
appreciate it,
Sir, thank you
because
so much.
see here, so it was you had the idea to start the space tonight. Once Redacted, I didn't catch your name actually, but Once Redacted, you had the idea to do the space, and so if we wouldn't have done the space tonight, he wouldn't have popped in here, and that was very nice.
Yeah, it's great. It's
compliment.
great. I'm having a great time. Thank you all for showing up. That's great.
It's
I love it.
ignorance, but
It's great. Thank
we're
you.
really fighting the
Thank you for
age-old
showing
battle here, because even if you go all the way back into the old doctrines, they identified ignorance, superstition, and fear. Those were the three enemies that they claimed they want to destroy, that to recover the human spirit. That was the ancient legend of Osiris. Was that there were three fishes that eat the 14th and final part of Osiris, which is thrown into the river Nile, and the fish represent ignorance, superstition, and fear.
Yep.
And really, it's just the idea that whatever it is that has been lost in the human condition is consumed by those three things.
Yeah, you know, isn't it interesting that these ancient okay, I love this stuff. Like, I'm a nerd. Okay, I love this stuff. I love to read the old ancient Bible stuff and the ancient literature, Greco-Roman history, and blah blah blah, and all this. Oh, I love it. It's great. It's great. Okay, but isn't it interesting that these sort of like symbolic sort of literature type things, they just keep coming up over and over again? It's no different than like Shakespeare or whatever, or the founding fathers of America. It's the same literature. Or Emily Bronson.
It does pop up again.
What's his name? Oh, what's her name? The lady that she was like the most, even like what's her face, the Harry Potter lady.
Oh yeah, they're all related.
But no, what's her name? The guy,
J.K.
the
Rowling,
lady that wrote the. No, yeah, her. But the other one, the one that wrote all the greatest literature of the 20th century, Emily Bronson. I'm getting the name wrong. I'm sorry. She wrote like Pride and Prejudice.
They are all related. They're all related.
Pride and Prejudice. Who's the lady that wrote Pride and Prejudice? She's like one of the most greatest literature like authors of the 20th century. What's her name? Pride and Prejudice. Right? What was that girl? I can't remember her name. I'm sorry.
What I've discovered is
I felt like I'm failing ninth grade.
The closest thing that there is to a quote-unquote Illuminati is the Ivy League universities, because it connects all of these wealthy families by a very fine thread, and that is why they are all actually very, very closely related. They all went to the same schools. They all know each other. They're all in on it together, and it's not as big as it looks like it is. The game is to convince people that it's bigger than it is, but it's really just a few people who are really mixed and interrelated. And
no, it's always been just a little fun family network. Yeah, whatever. Yep, of course. And follow the money. Yep, of course.
Have you guys seen? I did a series of videos called the Khazarian Mafia, the God Eaters. Have you guys seen?
That's how I became familiar with you, that one was really a great series. I learned a lot from that.
Yeah, and so that's basically been the big ploy, the big attempt to overcome and usurp the human spirit. And
Mhm.
it's been the role of that group who has been running this for quite some time to ensure that people never wake up to who they are, that people never wake up to their power, that people never wake up to their identity and stay asleep in religion or science or whatever the institution is that they subscribe to make sense of the world. And so, since all of those institutions are run by this God Eater, Khazarian group, until people wake up to that, they will remain ignorant no matter how much science or religion or, geopolitics they learn. And so that goes back again to what this whole thing started out with when I dropped in regards to educating parents and educating people. And that is what our role is. And if we're going to overcome those types of families and groups, there's strength in numbers. And the more people that wake up, I mean, that's a Sun Tzu truth. And the more people wake up to the lies, to the egregores, to the ploys and institutions that Khazarian group has put together, until that happens, there's no hope. And so that's the point here now, is for folks to realize the world isn't what you see. It isn't what you imagine it to be. It's not what you've been told. And the world isn't as your authorities have told you. And the whole point of coming here is to disobey, not to obey, and to think for yourself and discover for yourself the real world. And so, yes, the most important thing we can do right now, and I'll finish with this, is that we need to educate ourselves to this, and we need to educate ourselves to a larger world than what was told to us by the authorities. And that requires disobedience, that requires thinking for yourself, that requires discernment, that requires doing your own homework and self-responsibility to take on what it takes to wake up to that bigger world, because it's not easy and no one's going to handhold you through it. You're going to have to go and merit it yourself. And so that, again, is why I'm so encouraged by these kind of discussions and being in these groups, is that there is an effort being put forward to that end, which is why I'm here and which is why I do what I do. So thanks for the opportunity, guys. I appreciate it.
Hey, I appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
great.
you too, sir. Thank you too, sir. I love that. That was a great speech. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm really
I
glad to
appreciate
meet you.
that.
Thank you, buddy.
Right on. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Check out my stuff. I'm on Saturday nights. Thank you so much, man.
Take care, buddy.
Peace.
Bye. Yeah, it was great. He's made a whole series. He did the Khazarian Mafia series, which is a whole series of lectures. It's very long, actually, but it's really fun.
I have not dived
I'll
deep
send it to
into
you.
his stuff, but I definitely will now for sure.
I'm gonna
for sure will now for sure.
find him on Rumble and I'll send the link to everybody. I don't know. Did I invite these other people who have been in here? I thought I invited everybody else to speak, but if I didn't, my apologies. I've never done the space until tonight, so maybe I'm just learning how to do it. If you don't want to talk, you don't have to, but I extend the offer either way.
Come on, you guys should be asking me about my story. I have a fucking great story.
Okay,
They
go
love
ahead.
this shit. I have
Tell your story.
You know, I'm an eyewitness to 9/11, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Damn right
Okay.
I am.
That makes more sense based on what we were talking about earlier.
Right, yeah, right. I saw the whole thing live up close in person. I started working at the World Trade Center, Twin Towers, floor 25 and 26 in World Trade Center 1 and 50 of World Trade Center 2 in July, first week of July in 2001.
Wow.
I saw the whole
so it was
thing.
like just right up there. It wasn't that long before.
I saw what I consider, in my personal view, people agree or disagree with me, whatever you want. Okay. In my view, I saw things that were very suspicious in the couple of months that happened before. And I believe that there were you know, suspicious things that happened. I'm 100% sure of that. Since day one, 25 years ago. Okay. I was like, what? I was like 25. I was like, this is my first job out of college. I didn't know what the fuck that's going on. You know what I'm saying, right? Yeah, I think it's pretty suspicious.
So give me an idea of what something like that would be. Like what set you off? What clue did you see that made you feel that way?
I think they rigged the buildings for
Okay.
demolition. They put bombs to the buildings. Those Al Qaeda people,
that
like those
makes
Muslim
sense.
terrorists, like don't get me wrong, they did it. Like they did it. Like,
Well,
don't get me
that's
wrong.
true,
I'm not
but
denying
who
that.
gave them a
But
security
there was
access?
more than
Because
that.
we know who ran security.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
we know
Exactly.
there's a
what
lot
you're
of
saying.
fishy stuff, but it was
Exactly.
just it was, man,
It was more complicated than what
that
they're saying.
but then you look at the
For
trading,
sure.
because everybody was going to get rich on it too. That's what the sacrifice, that's what you're getting back from the devil. The devil's going to give you the money back, so you make all the trades.
Yeah, well,
I mean they're gonna,
you might
well,
be
and
right
then
about that.
they're
I'm
going to
not
rule in
gonna.
fear, because we're actually literally living in the fear now, because they're going to use 9/11 to be the grand fear event to bring in the surveillance, and that, that's what.
Well, they
It's
did that. They did
But
that. They already did
they're
that. That's happened.
going to get rich too.
Oh, yeah.
Well.
Yeah, I
Now
could
the
tell
guy,
these stories.
now
For
the
sure.
guy who worked there, and he was not there, but all his employees were, and all his employees died, and now he's actually he's
Oh,
he's
there's
the
like
secretary.
there's
He's
like
the
5 of them.
secretary
There's
of
like 5 of
commerce
them.
now, or whatever, for Trump.
That's what it says.
Yeah,
Howard. That's
yeah,
Howard
yeah,
Lutnick. That's
yeah.
Howard Lutnick. Yeah. No. Oh, dude, his brother died. If your brother died, wouldn't you want to like uncover his death? Would, like, literally, if your own brother died, wouldn't you want to uncover this? And what the hell is this guy doing? I can't even imagine. What the hell? What kind of monster could this guy possibly be? Right?
Sorry, I was taking a puff of this thing, but yeah, the dude had a Freudian slip on the news where he says, he's talking, this is like right after 9/11 happened, Howard Lutnick, and he says my victims upstairs, he's talking in a news interview, and he says it real quick. I'd have to find the clip and send it, but he's talking about like they're going to get a payout, and he says my victims. It's kind of eerie.
Eerie.
Yeah.
Eerie.
Let's
It
see if
doesn't
I might
even
even be
begin
able to.
to. Even doesn't begin
Let
to
me see.
describe
I
it. Are
might
you
be
kidding
able to
me?
find it.
This guy must have been involved in some way, dude.
No, he
Come
was
on.
just taking
This guy
his.
must
He
have
was
been
just taking
involved
his
in
kid to
some way.
preschool,
Come
and the
on.
preschool started 3 weeks before, but he's just taking her to his first day.
Give me a
There's like
fucking
some
break,
stupid
dude.
shit
This
like
guy
that.
must have been involved in some way. I
It's
can't
like
believe this shit. Could you imagine your own brother, right? How could you? What a monster this man must be. I can't believe it, right?
What up? I found it.
God, what a monster.
I found it.
Do you mind if I just jump in for a second?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. My name is Jerry. I'm friends with Chuck. I've been with Chuck probably
nice.
about coming up on 4 years ago. I came across his work, so I've been working with him and modding his chats on Saturday nights, and I love Chuck. So I saw he was in here. I came in before, and you threw me on mic. So it did work, but I just couldn't hit it fast enough, and then I wanted to go to a different part of my house.
Oh, you're fine.
But yeah, what you guys were just saying, I mean, what you were saying with Lutnick, 100%. I mean, I agree with everything you guys were just saying about that. I mean, we had the Silverstein guy who bought the buildings, in July, and then took all the insurance out, and then it happened. His wife made him a dermatology appointment. He was in Windows of the World every morning for breakfast until that day,
Well, so you just buy a building in California, or insure, take out a policy in California somewhere?
I did hear something about that. You're right. I read something like that. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And then he put the terrorist insurance on it, and then he fought for double the money because there was two towers, and apparently he got it. And then, like you said, with Lutnick, his brother, with Cantor Fitzgerald, his brother was up there. I mean, I don't know. I was just talking to somebody else about that today. Like your own brother. And we know how a lot of these I don't know, we can call them cabal, deep state, elite, whatever we want to call them. It makes no difference. But how the sacrifices. Everybody that gets to a certain level, there's always someone close to them, and that dies, including all the celebrities we see on the top.
Well, it's because generally the way that it seems to me, and again, I've only seen it from the outside, but people tend to eventually want out, and then they try to have some balls, and then it costs them something, and they get put back into place because they'll kill people around
Right.
you. And that's why they will sell people like that. Why are the politicians like selling us out? Well, some of them get paid, and that's kind of like their hazard pay or like their blood money, their 30 pieces of silver. But at the end of the day, they're being threatened. And like even if they wanted to do the right thing, it's like they're going to lose somebody.
How could you even sell out your brother?
Yeah.
Well,
we're not like them, so we can't identify with that, And once they cross that line, even like Michael Jordan, like his father, that carjacking, and then he became one of the biggest athletes ever to walk the earth.
It's true.
And then, like you said a minute ago, they get out of line. Like, remember Wesley Snipes years ago? He was this massive star, and then all of a sudden, they had him running around the streets of Hollywood, and they were saying he was on crack and all that. Same thing with Eddie Murphy. He was huge. Then all of a sudden, he got caught with a tranny in a car one night, prostitute, and then he got put back in line. Next thing you know, he's doing Shrek and all these other things and making more movies, and he got back in line.
You'll find one of the more eerie things that I've discovered is that when you start to draw, like if you map out how all these people know each other, they're much closer, and they live on the same streets, they go to the same places each day, they really pass each other by so much. And what happens is that you even start to break down the numerology, and you always find a 13, you always find a 33, you always find masonic numerology popping up wherever these people go, wherever these events happen. The way to look at if an event is suspicious is when those numbers pop up, and I'll be damned if they don't pop up quite a bit. It's almost eerie. I've seen really like like honestly, I can't convey it to anybody. It's one of those things you just have to witness it. But I've seen the way that these numbers pop up in relation to world events is just mind blowing. It's like even a human mind couldn't make that happen, but it seems just something makes it happen. 3313, 666, you can flip them upside down, and that always pops up everywhere. Right. And they're the distances. So where did they arrest this guy, and where did this guy get killed? And it's literally they put these distances in such a way that they're Masonic numerology. People's like they'll have a body, a dead body will be found, and there'll be a symbol in that location. It's a ritual. These are rituals. These are very absolutely rituals, absolutely hocus pocus, but not in the way people think. People don't really know what that means. It's a very
the news broadcasts you'll always see with school shootings, like the car number will be 33 and you're 66, and I know it's crazy.
And I can't necessarily say what they're doing with that all the way, but it seems to be a way primarily as an identifier. People understand what's going on, and that allows them to, for instance, with the Poly Market, Kalashi, and all these betting companies, what they're doing now is they're able to just take this and then make bets on it. So it's basically just like Back to the Future, where he has the sports betting book. Yep, he can make that's what they're doing because they can just like go and pay people to make their bets come true.
Wow. It's like they always knew because they would see it and there'd be a wink and a nod to each other.
With AI surveillance.
Yeah. And now that we're able to see it, there's no unseeing it. So we're catching things. You'll be sitting there watching something. I only watch the news occasionally for moments just because I want to know what they're telling everybody else. I'm not obviously listening to what they're saying, but I want to know, like, what did my mother hear if she's watching the news today? What did my father?
So,
Because you try to, just so it can help you to communicate with them when you know where they're at.
so the primary reason, back to what you said, once redacted, why are they doing these evil things? What is the true motivation? Part of it, at least in this time, present day and age, 2026, things are ramping up now because people are waking up, and they take that for what it really means. They know what that means if people start waking up, and so that's a direct threat. And so that's why they're willing to go to extreme measures.
Definitely.
I think that's, people get this impression, well, what is it that we're saving the planet from? Why are you guys, what are you guys concerned about? We have to act now or we're going to all be screwed. What is it you guys know that we don't? And I get the impression that it's almost that people are waking up.
Yeah. Because we definitely outnumber them.
Yeah. But they have weapons that are just extreme in scale. Let's just put it this way: we know that Donald Trump's uncle, had access to Tesla's technology. They've already weaponized that against us. That is geoengineering technology. It's all the same thing.
Yeah, he just posted about that. I think it was yesterday on Truth Social about his uncle.
That's interesting.
And the Tesla.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull it up on Truth right now.
Yeah, it's all plasma technology. It's pretty promising as far as I'm concerned. There is legitimacy to it, very much legitimacy to it, but so much so that Tesla, before he died, he had this famous quote. He said, "You'll see man-made horrors beyond your comprehension." And it's because he knew what would happen if that technology falls into the wrong hands. And it seems like he saw that happen right before he died. And so, yeah, I think he knew what would be capable of. And I mean, it's like you have them in Congress, like there's like actual congressional hearings, and they're like talking about cognitive weapons, and they're like, these weapons are designed to make people feel like they're going crazy. I'm like, okay, isn't that, you go back and when somebody's possessed by a demon makes them look crazy because it, like, you can't see it, so it like terrorizes them, and then they look like a schizophrenic. And so if you can have cognitive weapons that make people think they're going crazy, is it the government or is it a demon? I don't know which one it is.
Yeah, right.
You're
right. That's why even you see things like with the like these people like that. I believe personally that Kirk, that was all, there was symbology all over that. And then like that kid, they gave you to tell me some kid, what was he, 19 years old? And he all of a sudden goes up on a roof.
I don't believe that, because I'm 27. And so I can't even wrap my head around how somebody younger than me could pull that off. It doesn't make sense to me.
Exactly.
I remember that was the first thing I thought when that actually happened. Like when they told us like who they wanted us to believe it was. I'm like, there's no way that somebody younger than me is gonna get around fucking Secret Service and get up on it.
Do you guys? I apologize. Let me.
And that's actually just because people younger than me are just pretty brain dead, actually.
Do you guys remember in the Gulf War days? I
was not here.
Early 1990s.
I was not alive.
Oh God, I think it was like early 1990s. They were saying like all this stuff, and this war happened, but it only lasted like 1 week, and they won. So everyone loved it. It was great. They won, but when you look back at what they said, it was kind of
Vietnam syndrome.
So I'm not sure. I honestly don't know about that.
They called it Vietnam syndrome. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, yeah.
Where they said like we had to have we needed to have an easy win. Like we wanted people to see that we could go in and win in a weekend to make people think that we were good at winning war.
And they did, right? Like
apparently, that's why
it seems, as far as I
that's
can
why
tell,
there's only two conclusions in the present day. It's like either we can still do that and they're lying to us, or we have idiots running the show and we can't do it, and we're fucked.
Okay, you know what I hate the most? You know what I hate the most? Seriously, this is what I hate the most. Okay, right after 9/11, in December of 2001, they had Osama bin Laden and all of his major Al Qaeda assets captured, surrounded in Bora Tora, Afghanistan, and they let them go on purpose. And bin Laden lived in fucking Afghanistan for 10 fucking years after that. And they all knew where he was. If they were supposed to like drag
There's
his
something
ass
better
to
than that.
fucking New York City and fucking drag his ass through
So,
the city and fucking execute him. Why the hell didn't they
here's-
catch him? They let him
there's
go on
something better than
purpose.
that there's something that even happened before that, because there's a guy called Bill Cooper who had a radio show, and he pretty much said before 9/11 even happened, he said, why is it that CNN is going to go to find this guy Osama bin Laden and do a television interview with him? And but wait, then they said we can't find him.
Yeah, they'll do where he wants. They'll do where he wants. They were fucking paying
now we
this
don't know
guy.
where.
They were fucking paying this
Now we
guy.
don't know where he's
They were
at.
fucking paying him something.
I've seen Bill Cooper's work, incredible stuff. And then he said they took him
got
out
him
too.
like literally in November of that year. It's because of that, I think. I think that was why, because that was like pretty damning. That's a pretty damning indictment. Now they got Alex Jones.
I put that post in the pill, the Trump post from Truth Social.
Let's see.
I have been saying this shit for fucking 25 years. Since goddamn 7 p.m. on September 11, 2001. I've been saying this shit every fucking single day. And you have not believed the shit, the backlash I have received from this shit. I've been saying this shit for fucking forever. Are you fucking kidding me? They all fucking knew. They were part of it. They fucking did.
Even when 9/11 happened, like it's back then, like I wasn't to the point anywhere near where I am now over the last 12, 13 years.
Mostly kids or whatever.
Yeah, but you don't. Nobody spoke about Building 7 back then. There was so many,
right?
So nobody was ever mentioning that, and we've seen the broadcasts. I'm sure you see them where the BBC was saying 7 came down, but it was still up.
It may have been killing
but it's
people.
It's all, yeah. I mean, my father worked. My father was an iron worker, Local 40, and he built the towers in the 70s. And I don't really like confront him with it.
Shit, dude.
That's funny.
Dude. I have talked to fucking dude. Like I have personally met, what's his face, the guy who was one of the architects of the WTC. Great guy, like wonderful guy, was the greatest guy ever. Like was so wonderful. Answered all my questions. Great guy. And I met this other FDNY guy, and he was also the same way. Greatest guy you ever saw. Okay, so I 100% support these guys. 100%.
Yeah.
I love them for sure.
And it's just, it's just the programming. If you remember when that was happening, it was like nonstop for months and months and months and months around the TV. It was clips everywhere. To certain people, a lot more people are now, seeing it differently. But like even my father, like he's 89 years old now. And so, a couple of years ago, I talked to him because I had seen a whole report with the engineering, because those buildings were wrapped in steel on the outside. And, he just got, he was just like, what are you talking about? Like, and now, I don't bring it up as much, but I could tell he's even looking at those things differently too. So,
dude, did you hear? Dude, look at my fucking channel, man. I swear to God, this is the craziest shit. No one would ever believe this. I tried to get involved last year in the 9/11 Truth Movement because I saw it all. I was there. I worked in the World Trade Center. Dude, these fucking guys kicked me out. They told me that I was a CIA infiltrator, which is the dumbest bullshit ever. It is the most fucked up, dude. I don't even know what to think, dude, man. Like, it's fucked up, dude. I don't even know what to say. right?
Well, you probably would have to.
What the
You'd
fuck,
have to say
man?
the people who needed protected have infiltrated all kinds of movements. You know.
So
I don't even
Yeah.
know,
it seems
right?
that they
Like,
lead
yeah,
they lead the charge. So pretty much they are the ones leading the truth movement,
Mm-hmm.
I
because that
truly
means
did
they're in
not know
control of it. It's like,
that.
okay, Abraham Lincoln had a really good quote. He said, if let me see if I can get this right. He said, if something, I think I've got it here. He said something about basically being in control of your destiny, but I got it right here. If destruction be our lot, we must ourselves be its author and finisher. So basically, if you're damned, it's better to do it on your own terms.
Right. Right.
And it's so basically, if you are going to be exposed, it's best that if you do the exposing.
Right.
And so,
You know, honestly, okay, I was really not expecting this one. You guys give me, like, I don't know, some guidance on this. I was really not expecting it. It's just, I told my 9/11 experience story to these people, and they treated me with like unbelievable hostility. Like I was like a criminal that they were like gonna investigate me or interrogate me. It was really messed up, man. Like I'm not honestly sure what to think about
no,
it. What do you think?
it's
I don't know.
actually,
Whatever.
speaking of Bill Cooper, somebody sent me some documents that somebody did a FOIA request on all the files that the FBI had drawn up on him, and they basically see Bill Cooper as a dangerous enemy of society. So they actually do see through a inverted
I remember
glass.
him.
Yeah.
I remember
Right.
him.
They
I
really
remember him.
see like people who you and I would, get along with. Like they really see those people as like dangerous and enemies to them, the same way as we see them. And so this is why there's been an
It
ancient
was
battle for
so
history
weird.
in
Mm-hmm.
history of this.
I swear to God. I swear to God, this was so weird. This is swear to God. This is so weird. This person who I expected to be my best friend treated me like the worst enemy, and I don't honestly understand what that was about. Right? I really don't. I'm not.
Well,
Not sure
when
what
you're over the
to
target
think.
and something like that happens, then you know you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, I think you're probably right
Generally,
about that one. Yeah, probably
or
true.
I mean, even on a spiritual level, because that right there is just what caused this person to go into cognitive
I
dissonance.
think it's
Yeah.
a religious thing. I think it's a religious thing. I think it's a
Well,
religious thing. I
when
really
somebody
do.
switches and does that to you, it causes like ice. Like if you, it'll crack the ice. Like it. I'm trying to think of the word, but if you take something that that's hot and you touch it to something cold, it'll crack.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that. So if somebody switches up on you like that, it hurts really bad. It almost will break you a little bit. And
it was like this person. Like I really thought he would be my best
it does
friend.
hurt. No, I'm being like,
Right?
I
really
know.
did. And like I was like really shocked, like honestly shocked, like really truly shocked that instead of being like my friend, he was like really, and he spread all these
It's like
lies
Agent
and
Smith syndrome.
libel and slander. I'm not sure what to think about it. I don't know. I don't
You know,
know.
Chuck
Whatever.
does a lot
I
of talk
don't
about
know.
about religions and Christianity and stuff in the Bible and from his background, there's a lot of credibility there. He grew up around it, and that's for countless years. So when he speaks about certain things and he starts to bring things out, like we believe, like for myself, I was taught what my mother was taught by her mother, but nobody really was there. So, you know what I mean? So, and then when you're taught, like, if you question anything, like I was raised, Catholic. So I was raised, if you question the church, oh, that's blasphemy. And if you doubt the Bible, or you have to treat that man that's wearing a costume up there like God, because he represents God on earth. And it's like, and then they would teach the fear of God in church, the fear.
It's fear. And I was just about to jump in and say that, but you said it for me, because it is, there's two polarities as far as it seems. You can go into the positive, meaning you can lift people up generally there is an old song that's very catchy, The Power of Love.
Mm-hmm.
You can lift people up through faith and love, fellowship, meaning
Yep.
you can work together to build something greater than yourself for the benefit of other people, just because you want to do good for other people. That's what I mean by that.
Right.
But then in the negative, people can also be drawn to do things that they wouldn't normally do through fear, blackmail. That's why it's used, just for that reason, because that is how you can get people to do what you want. But people, that's the only thing that people will act out of, is either love and fear. And somebody told me a long time ago in my life, they said that their belief was that there were only two real emotions, love and fear, because every other emotion is like a shade or a derivation or a mixing, a coloring of love and fear.
Right. Makes sense.
It can be traced back to it. It's like it's a fundamental call to action for those reasons. But
we saw that in 2020. I mean, how people just
and
listened.
9/11 was a fear exercise.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure. You know, I think that they actually used that to. I definitely think that was used as like a thing to make people, hate each other and like stuff like that. I think yeah, for sure. For
COVID,
sure.
they said we had to have masks and have stand 6 feet apart, but when you go to a satanic ritual, you have a mask and you stand 6 feet apart.
Yes.
And so it's like that right there, little things like that.
I'm not sure what to think about that satanic stuff or like that Pizzagate stuff, but now I have to admit, hey, I'm not critical about that as much as I used to be. Now I think maybe they might have had a right thing. Maybe they're right about that. I might have been wrong about that.
During the
I will
COVID,
change my opinion.
During the COVID thing, this was an experience I had. I always usually go shopping at night because I like the stores empty.
Mm-hmm.
And I went into the supermarket. It was like 11 o'clock at night. And there was probably maybe only one other person in this huge store. And I didn't have a mask. I wasn't wearing masks. And we were probably a few months into it. And I was down one of the aisles by myself looking at something, whatever. And the manager came, like he had to take a hike to find me, and he came over to me and he had a mask in his hand. And he said, "Oh, excuse me, sir." And I said, "Yeah." He said, I just brought you a mask. I figured you might want to. And now I'm not going to be mad at him because I understand that where he's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said to him, do you understand what you just did? And he looked at me and I said, "I'm the only person in this store." I said, "And you brought me over. You came close to me and I'm not wearing a mask. So that you're not afraid of me, but you believe that we need to wear these masks to the point." I said, "Let me ask you this. If I was a fire-breathing dragon, would you come over to me? Would you have walked down the aisle?" And he kind of looked at me and he had nothing to say. I stumped him for a minute and he was saying that thinking. I said, "Listen, I'm not your enemy. We're all in this together." I said, "But thank you. I appreciate you offering me the mask, but I don't need it. And I'm almost done here anyway, but thank you." And it was just, you could see brain got, like,
yeah.
Dude, oh my God, dude, I've had the exact same experience. Are you fucking kidding me? Like when these people were like doing
No, there really
shit
is the
back in
brain
those days,
lobotomy.
like, it's fucking crazy.
It's chemical
right?
lobotomy is what COVID was.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know what the hell those people were doing. I honestly don't understand
it's
it.
a lot of different things, really, honestly. But basically, what it's doing is it's turning people into fucking zombies.
Yes.
Really, and that's what I mean.
You're right.
I mean, because I've noticed these specifically gaps in logic that only appeared to my perception relatively recently, because there's such gaps in logic that I don't even know how you could have made it this far. And I don't even know how we as a species could have gotten this far if we don't have this basic gap of logic. So it had to have gone away very recently.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And so it's like, for instance, there's these little street interviews, and they're asking people on the street, when was the War of 1812? And they didn't know when it was.
It's scary. I'm laughing, but it's scary. You see some of these interviews. I know what you're talking about.
No, but you see a lot of them. Now it's like it's starting to be a lot of them.
I know several YouTubers that I see that are patriots that are out there doing this, and they're asking the most basic questions to college students, and it's like it is scary.
Yeah.
Dude, it is fucking scary, dude. It is really fucking scary. I gotta tell you that. I agree with you on that 100%. Oh man, it's fucking scary.
That's why we're on like the ghost ship. You know, like if you it's like I don't know if you ever seen the Pirates of the Caribbean movie, but you know how they're all on the ghost ship, and
Oh yeah.
and it's like all of the dead souls on the ship. We're on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
We're basically on the ghost ship because everybody's a zombie. It really is the Walking Dead, but there's not rotting flesh. There's only rotting brain. You know, brain rot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. I'll be very controversial here. I don't know more. I used to, but I don't anymore. Believe in like, oh, America's so great. American good old boys, like patriotic, like, wave the flag. Good old country
Mm.
boys, like, I just
It
don't think
wasn't.
that's true
It was.
anymore. Am I wrong? I mean, I know people will disagree, and fair enough. Hey,
It
I'm just some
wasn't
dude
spoken. Like
disagree
it
with me.
was something
But
you just had in you, and you didn't have to even prove it. It was just something you knew, and you didn't. It wasn't controversial. That's just
well, I mean, I'm really fucking pissed off that Belgium beat
people knew.
America at
People knew that they
fucking
weren't better
World.
than anybody else, but they
Like,
were
yeah,
proud of who
well,
they
like,
were.
yeah, like for sure. But I mean, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, right? Like, fuck this shit.
Well,
Fucking
there's a lot
come
of
on,
people that
right?
served in the military that have started to wake up, and they're aware, and they're pretty pissed off
Damn
That's
because
right.
true.
Damn
they
right
know
they're
they were
pissed.
sent over
Damn
to
right
do
they're
something
pissed
under
off.
false pretenses.
Damn
Yeah.
right they're pissed off. Damn right they're
Yeah.
pissed off. Oh, for sure, sir. Yes, sir. For sure.
Yeah.
They're very angry.
I've
Very
seen some
angry.
very dark stuff. You know, people who are like old veterans who are just like very fucking pissed, and they're like
Yeah.
crying. You like see them
Yeah, it's
cry.
sad. Yep.
It's like
Yep.
fucked up. And
It
it's like,
is.
man, it's like you're gonna like let them get to like right before they die, and then you're gonna let this happen. Like, damn, that's fucking
Yeah.
cold. So
Damn right.
that is what convinces me ultimately that something is very wrong. It's the gaslighting because they won't even allow people to acknowledge. You know, we're really in just the Big Brother says 2 and 2 is 5. It's exactly where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think we should do, Mr. Urban?
I think, I mean, really, I put a lot of my chips behind the education idea because I think it's all I really have within my capability right now. I think it has,
Educate. What does the education mean? Does that
well,
mean Democratic Party
no. I don't know.
bureaucracy or what?
I don't talk about parties. Parties don't. There's no parties. Parties are
Nah,
Parties are the
stupid.
come
problem, in my
on.
opinion. If we didn't
I'm
have
Come on.
parties.
I'm not
Dude,
talking about political. I'm
hey,
not talking
yeah.
about political
Mm-hmm.
solution.
Dude, I'm a libtard. I'm a
Okay, well,
libtard. I ain't trying to like piss off anybody. I'm
I don't
trying
care.
to
I
get
don't care.
along.
I'm just.
Whatever,
It's not. I'm
whatever.
not. That's not what I'm not interested in political solutions. I can do educational solutions. That's what. But that is. You asked what my deal is. That's my deal. That's what my wheelhouse is. That's what I know how to do. I've been on. Do computer stuff. You know, like programming and stuff, editing,
Yeah, sure,
graphics,
sure.
and
Very
stuff
good.
like that. And that's just stuff that I knew how to do.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, same here, same here. Okay, fair enough.
And
We're the same.
and I
We're the
like try
same.
to
Okay,
explain.
fair enough.
I
Sure,
think
thank you.
people
Sure.
tend to be able to follow what I'm saying. So I think I've gotten compliments like my whole life. I grew up trying to explain to people how to use, like, you know, as the tech person in my family. So how to use all the technology and stuff like that. And I just grew up with a natural affinity to helping people learn new things. So every time I was in school,
Okay, okay, okay. Dude. Okay, hold on. I know how to use Tor
mm,
network. I am 100% like I know how to use slangs and all this shit. That was all a ridiculous joke. The CIA and these people, they knew me since I was fucking a kid. It didn't matter what bullshit I was trying to like fake all bullshit online with Tor. They all knew that shit. Like, why do you think that you're anonymous online? You're not anonymous. They know who you are.
people get caught up in that. I think it's pretty funny too, but I just kind of expect the same thing like you said.
Oh, I mean, it's fun. It's fun to pretend that I post anonymous shit online. Oh, for
Well,
sure.
let
Oh,
me
I
put it
love
this
it.
way.
But like that's
I'm really not worried
they
about
all
being
know
anonymous
who
from
you
the
are.
government. I'm worried about being anonymous from the crazy people who do stupid shit on the internet.
That's exactly. That's what I agree. I only worry about. I don't care about
Right.
the fucking CIA or whatever. I'm worried
The
about like the
mob.
fucking
Like
crazy
they're not the mob, but the mob mentality.
weirdo trying to
Yeah.
dox you and shit like that. That's all I'm worried about. I don't care about the fucking CIA or whatever, right? Like they can do whatever they want. I ain't
I
gonna
mean,
do
I
anything
fucking
about
like.
that.
I'm not like I don't like either of them, but still, like you know what I mean. You catch the drift. It's like
Pretty much,
As
yeah.
long as you know
For
what
the most
we
part,
need
yeah.
more people to understand that it's okay to disagree about certain things. We don't have to agree about everything, but when we're sharing information, we don't have to get crazy. We don't have to get angry. Like the guy came over to me with the mask. I wasn't mad at him. I understood he actually believed what his purpose for coming over to me. He's not my enemy. If there was a fire, I would help him out of the building. I wasn't trying to hurt him, and nor was he trying to hurt me. It's like we've all been programmed to a point, and some of us are seeing past the bullshit, and some of us aren't, and we're all in this together. And that's, I guess, what Chuck was kind of touching on before. It's like the faster that everybody gets on the same page, and there's a certain percentage that we reach, I think we're going to be in much better shape.
yeah. One thing
Hey, Mr. King, Mr. King,
Yeah,
Gerbo.
Jerry. Yeah, yeah.
Dude, what's your deal? What's your deal? Jerry. Hey, dude, what's your Steve? Whatever. Call me once, whatever. Doesn't matter. Dude, what's your deal, dude? Like, what do you do? What? How's your deal?
What's
What's
my
your deal?
deal? Like, what do you mean?
You
Like,
have
what?
something. What you have something to do with 9/11, right? Or New York? You got a New York
Yeah,
accent.
I'm born and
You're from
raised in New
Brooklyn
York.
or some
Yeah,
shit. Nah, no shit.
yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. So you were there. You
I,
know. How old were you when that
I
shit
was.
happened?
How old was I? I was in my 30s.
No shit. Are you
No,
FDNY
no,
or something?
no. I have a lot of
NYPD?
friends that are FDNY, and I spoke to a
Yeah,
lot of
no,
guys
I
that were
know. I
down there,
could
but I
figure.
wasn't there.
No, I figured that out. I figured that out
Yeah.
already. So what was your deal? How do you know it?
No,
Come on, dude.
I've
Tell
just
me your
stayed open
story. What?
minded to a lot of things and spoken to a lot of people. You know,
Yeah.
I've been an entrepreneur my
All
whole
right.
life. So I was born and raised in the Bronx, and then I moved up north and left the city in my mid-20s. But
You know, I was there, dude. I was fucking there, dude. I saw the whole fucking thing
yeah,
myself. Oh no shit,
yeah.
dude. Oh no, so I know, dude. I probably know people you
Very
know.
possible. It is a small world.
Probably, certainly, it
Yeah,
is a small world
yeah.
for sure, dude, for sure.
So I don't know. We'll see. I think
So, dude,
the
tell
fact
me
that
your story,
Lutnick and
man.
everybody is
Tell-
put on the front and center stage. Let's hope there's a positive reason for all these things. I just think it.
Did you know about this? Senator Ron
Mm-hmm.
Johnson. He is the Republican from Wisconsin, I think it was, who was going to hold hearings. He is I don't know if you know this. Raw Angelo is a legend in the firefighting community. Every firefighter in the country has, learned his educational materials. He's like a
Mm-hmm.
legend. He has tried to help out Senator Ron Johnson and also Senator Kurt Weldon, who was the firefighter chief of I think it was Pittsburgh for years, and then he became a senator, or I'm sorry, a congressman. I'm sorry, I don't
That's all
know
right.
the
Yeah.
details about this stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? They were all trying to help us out, and then they killed that guy, Charlie Kirk. I didn't know a goddamn thing about fucking Charlie Kirk. I don't know who the hell that guy was, and they fucking killed him. It was literally like 9 months ago, dude. If you have not seen this shit that happened just 9 months ago, you should look it up. Holy
this
fucking
year's been like crazy,
shit.
man.
I cannot even believe
We
it.
live
Yeah,
in
with
like a
Charlie
fucking.
Kirk, I have to say allegedly because I don't believe that. I don't believe a thing we saw.
I don't
Yeah.
even know what the hell was going
I
on with that
mean,
shit, dude.
it's like
That's
the
fucked
name
up.
Charlie
I don't
Kirk.
even
Charlie
know.
means free man. Kirk means church, so his name is Church of the Free Man. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
was that planned? Was he named that on purpose? That
Right.
means he's been planned this whole time. Or it was just a ritual
What do you think?
sacrifice.
Yeah.
What do you think about his wife? Do you think she was like some kind of like, I don't know, spooky?
It looks
Because I
bad.
kind
Looks
of
bad.
now. Like it's
She supposedly
it
has
seems
ties
like
to a Romanian child trafficking organization.
Jesus Christ, that might
I
be
mean, it's
true.
like
Good
it
Jesus
looks
Christ. Like,
really,
what
it
the
looks
fuck,
pretty
man?
bad. It's like
Right?
if it's not true, it just like looks like really bad.
Right.
I
And then the way that they
I
covered
always
up the
thought
whole crime scene, like what was it? In a couple of days, they were laying bricks and they ripped the whole thing apart.
yes,
How long does
That
it
never
take?
happens.
But how long does it take them to fix the road by your house?
Exactly.
I don't even know what the fuck to think about that shit,
Yeah.
dude. That's fucked up. I don't even know what to think, dude. Like whatever, man. Whatever.
Yeah, but a lot of times we don't need to have the answers today, but as long as we're asking the questions, like that's what it is. Where a lot of people just see whatever they see on that freaking Black Mirror and they just believe it and swear by it because it was on CNN. It's like, come on, that's the problem we have.
Okay, honest question. Like, okay, I really honestly did not know what to think about this. Do you believe in that Pizzagate thing? I thought that was
It's real.
crazy. But then this
I
other
do. I
dude,
do.
like I talked to him and he kind of convinced me it might be true
Mhm.
to some degree.
Well, you know about
I'm not sure
adrenochrome,
what
right? You know what adrenochrome is.
Yeah, I'm not
All right,
sure.
adrenochrome, they
I'm
torture
not sure
children and they
pretty
get
about
their
that.
adrenaline pumped and then they drain their blood and then they drink it. And it keeps them youthful.
Do you really think that?
Oh,
I
Is
do.
that
true.
true?
It's
Do you
absolutely
really
true.
believe it?
Yeah.
The scariest part about the
Yeah,
whole thing, everything that you
not
learn,
sure.
is that it seems to work because they seem to really genuinely believe it. Even it seems like they believe it, even if it doesn't matter if any of us do. They believe it. This is a very ancient practice, documented.
It's a
Documented.
patent too. It's got a patent, right?
Probably, yeah.
And on top of that, how many years
I'm
that
not.
everybody's always been saying, how do these Hollywood celebrities look so young?
The
It's like,
truth is, they tried to convince you that adrenochrome is not real, but in fact it is. So why would they try to convince you that a real compound is not real?
right.
And that's kind of that shows you like why are you covering something up if there's nothing there?
Right. So if something happened in the ping
Mm,
pong pizza, whatever ping pong, whatever the place,
Yeah.
Comet Pizza, whatever, if it happened in the basement or not, it's still as far as the adrenochrome and the trafficking. Well, what did we have? 800,000 kids a year go missing, and no one would ever say anything. And like the milk cartons, they say the milk cartons were advertisements.
oh my god, dude! I remember the milk cartons. I swear to fucking god, I tell people about this shit. I remember this shit when I was
Yeah.
a little kid. The milk cartons were
Yep.
real, dude. That was a real thing. That was a real thing.
Exactly.
For real. Like that was not a joke.
No, but they say it was
The
the
milk
reason
cartons
they
were
were
real,
doing
bro.
that was they were advertisements. So if they were selling those kids. I can't verify it, but that's just
The
Nah,
truth
yeah,
the
fair enough.
truth
I
is that
can't
they
either,
hide
dude.
behind charitable intent because that is what gives them their cover to do what they're doing. Like how are they able to get away with
Well,
the
right.
like it's like
I do think that those NGOs.
Oh yeah.
I
all
do think that
that's the method. The method
I
is
do
to say
see
you're
that as a
doing a
cover
great
from
thing.
Right.
something. I don't know exactly the details, but I do believe that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Absolutely.
There's another way to look at it, maybe if you want to get more technical, but it's the idea that if you set something up to do, like an organization up to do like have a purpose and to solve a problem, eventually, if it solves the problem, there's no more. It doesn't need to exist, and so it has to justify its own existence. A parasite.
Mm. Good point. I'm not. I'm open to this one. I'm not exactly sure what happened, and I don't necessarily have a very strict opinion about this. But that is some weird shit, and I think there's more to this going on than I realized for sure.
That there is.
Like the Epstein thing, for sure. Something is going on with that. I don't exactly know what
Yeah,
that
well,
is,
Epstein
but
was like
for sure.
Hugh Hefner. He was the modern day Hugh Hefner, where Hugh Hefner, all the Playboy. Just imagine all the one hit wonders that everybody
It
always
gets.
spoke about.
It,
They come out
Yeah,
of
for
nowhere. They
sure.
make
For
one
sure, man.
record. They were famous, and then they disappeared because they didn't take the deal.
Do you?
Because if you invited to the Playboy Mansion back in the days, right? You go, you partying, you got a bunch of half naked women running around. Next thing you know, someone slips you a roofie. They take a picture of you in a bed with 4 or 5 naked children. Now they own you.
Oh, did you? Okay, for sure. I think that probably is true. But like, do you really think? I don't know. Do you really think that was the deal?
I
I'm
I
not.
I, I
Like,
lean on
dude,
the
I'm
side of
not
yes.
disagreeing with you. I'm
Yeah,
just
no,
asking if you think that
I
is
do.
true.
I do believe it. Yeah.
Because I do not
Yeah.
disagree 100%. I think it might have been something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure, but maybe, yeah.
Guys, it's getting.
That's fucked up, dude. Right? That's fucked up,
It's
man.
fucked up.
Right?
Yeah, and they used Epstein to control all the people in the higher ups in certain financial areas and stuff like that. Look at all the connections.
Did I tell you about FDNY, dude?
Trauma
Did
spreads
I tell you about
trauma.
this, dude?
Mm-hmm.
I met a guy. Me and my wife. We went to a Ron Paul meetup, and we met this FDNY guy, and he told us that all these FDNY guys got all these Russian girlfriends right afterwards. What do you think that means? I think that was, it was something nefarious. I'm not sure the details,
Well,
but I suspect it was whatever.
if you
I
really,
don't know, whatever. Right?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's like if you want decent women, you got to find them outside the United States. The women in the United States they're brainwashed.
Yeah.
So maybe that's just like really, maybe they're just like maybe that's like the only place you can find somebody that's like decent and respectable now. At this point, it's pretty bad, dude. It's like pretty bad out there now.
Mm-hmm. They've annihilated the culture that we used to have.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad. It's getting late, guys. I don't know. I wish I could pass the studio to somebody because I don't want to have to close down, but I'm probably getting ready to head
No, that's
to bed.
cool. I'm gonna go to sleep too. I'm glad I ran into you guys, though. I
did
gave you
too.
both a follow, and I'm glad you brought on Chuck. That was cool. That's what got me here.
That was great. I'm glad that we got to do this tonight because that was a really cool thing.
Yeah, check out his. Have you seen his God
Oh
series?
yeah. I've seen plenty of his stuff. Yeah, I've never talked to him before, so tonight was like the first time. He just popped in here randomly. So
nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I appreciated it. I was glad that we got to do this, but we'll do it again in the future. I think I can like maybe stream it or something, or download this, maybe upload it because I have a channel and stuff.
Oh, cool. Were you on YouTube?
I'm on pretty much everything, but if you go to my like X page, you can find my Substack link.
Oh, okay.
And but I'm literally on all the different platforms. So that's one of the strategies I've done. Was I was early on, I decided to put myself on all the different platforms, and some of them I use way less than others. But I've had luck recently on when I chop up a video into shorts, and I'll turn it into like a less than 3 minute long reels, and I've gotten some traction on those on Instagram and stuff like that. And then that should drive some traffic back to Substack, which is my main platform.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll check that out. I've been off Instagram since the Great Purge.
Oh yeah, I don't like half of the platforms because they all feel really fake.
Yeah.
So really, my process is I've kind of got into
sense for us is so ridiculous. All the platforms.
I've gotten to a point where like I kind of, when I make a video, I put everything through kind of a process to make reels and upload them. So I just put content up there. And half the time I don't like Instagram because when I scroll through the feed, I see like gore and stuff, like literal like gore, like people being like just like murdered, like horrible
that's
shit.
horrible.
It's crazy, but
yeah,
they're like, I think they're doing that to give that the fear and the desensitization, because when people are desensitized and they don't feel anything, then you get all out chaos.
Yep. All those low vibrations flying around.
Absolutely. Rule by fear. And
yep.
we're going to leave it at that, I guess. So, guys, I'll take care, and I hope you guys have a good night, and we'll see you.
All right, you
next
too.
time.
Take care, Josh. Take care, Steve.
Take care, guys. Have a
All
good
right,
night.
see you later. Bye.